Oh, and hello, and welcome to our next episode of Out of the Road Dragon Heist EU Edition. Oh, did I not put that in the description? Uh-oh, I may have made a boo-boo. Too late now, just go with it. I need to
Let's
check,
roll with it.
get it? Wait. There we go. Got it out there. Oh no, the titles are correct. Woohoo! I mean, woo! No, whatever. So, tonight we have a fun game, maybe, hopefully. Let me go ahead and get through some obligatory things. Obligatory? Whatever the word is. If you like the music you're hearing, and especially if you use Foundry VTT, you can use Tabletop RPG music. He has a module on there. And also he's on YouTube. We'll never copyright strike you, etc., etc. So check him out. You can also support his Patreon if you want to have some input on what he does. Okay. As always, check out my socials on our link tree. I'm active on Twitter. We're active on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, obviously, and maybe even a little TikTok in there. Though I don't download the app. I don't want to be tracked. Screw you, CCP. Let's see. Is there anything else I need to bring up? I think that might... Oh! And if you happen to be sludging through the different countries in Europe, and you feel like you're having a carb crash because you had ramen... I don't know, do you guys have ramen over there? I'm sure you do. That was probably a bigotry thing to ask. But if you are trying to avoid the diabetes because you're walking along and your foot falls off because you got diabetes or something, you should check out Emmy Ramen. It's a low-carb solution to ramen. The guy who made it for his grandfather because his grandfather loved ramen and he had diabetes. So check it out there. You can use either of those two places for US or Canada. Oh, I guess it doesn't help you guys in Europe anyways, but whatever. You can use my coupon code, Art of the Roll, and you get $5 off. How's about that? And it helps us. If you want to see a picture of it. Aww. Nope, it didn't go through. Okay. Aww. In the background.
Yeah, just keep that
If
in
that's
the
your
background.
Looks really delicious.
Looks good.
Yeah. I think some of that was added to make it look better. But, like, the eggs,
Nah, that's how it
you have to
comes,
produce
surely.
yourself. But,
Entirely yourself?
what's that?
Entirely yourself?
No, you get the spices and the noodles and the broth. Well, you don't get the broth, but that's just water. I should stop talking. Oh yes, and also don't forget to use, there'll be a reminder in the chat actually automatically eventually, but don't forget you can use Amazon Prime to hook up to Twitch and get Twitch Prime, which will give you a free sub to any channel you want. If you don't give it to us, Bezos keeps it and he'll make more penis rockets. So don't use it if that's what you're into. That's true. You do unlock free perks and stuff with subscriptions, like emojis, and you get channel points twice as fast if you're subscribed. So there's that. Let's see. I think that's it. Yep. And so, with that, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. You guys remember what happened last time?
Yes, actually.
Yeah. So, real quick overview. Last time you were able to rescue Floon from what seemingly was a Xanathar mind flayer who left you to his pets and his minions, but you learned a bit about how Xanathar gets around and how they work. Nonetheless, you rescued Floon with Raynor's help, mostly just yourself, and you headed back to the Yawning Portal, where they all met up. You had a cheery old time, and Volo, who couldn't actually pay you what he promised, instead gave you a deed to an old haunted manor that he's had for years, for his upcoming book, and he just never took advantage of it, so he gave it to you as payment, which is, the value of it is probably way more than would have been paid anyways. He said, check it out, and around noon the next day, he'll get with you, he'll call for you, and you'll go with him to a magistrate and make it all final and legal. But you have the deed yourself on your persons, so you have that too.
Our person self.
Your person self.
Please respect
then,
my personal self.
No. So, I believe you decided to not go to the haunted manor due to something about being almost dead, and instead took a long rest at the Yawning Portal.
Indeed.
We did.
And that is where I believe we left off.
Yeah. I would assume that Karasa wakes up first, given the fact that he's an elf, and meditates only
Sure.
for 4 hours.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Unless someone else is
yeah.
an elf. Elf.
Bagu?
Turtle elf.
Turtle,
Turtle elf.
turtle elf bear.
Turtle
Oh, you
elf
just subscribed, Manny.
Almost as bad as man bear pig.
Hey, thanks, Tenchi, for subscribing. I don't know why I didn't get the alert. I also
thank
don't
you.
know why my video froze. Everything's going bad. Oh. OBS just died.
All right.
Fun. Continue on. What were you saying?
So the first thing that Karasa would do would be transcribe with his wizardly quill all the spells from the orc to his own spell book, which would take around about like 10 minutes or so, thanks to his quill.
Yes, I meant to get back to you on that because I know you asked me about that. I need to give me 1 second. I need to figure out what did I miss. Oh, you did subscribe. So thank you, Manny, for subscribing. Or Tinchi, sorry. I know who that is. But thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I think the alert should be back up for the next one, so I don't have to sit here and depend on the moderator reminding me. But yes, I believe it still takes the money, unless your class says that you don't have to pay the cost for it as well. Because you have to have special ink. You have to have special ink and paper for it. Let me check real quick.
Scribes probably get a reduction, but they probably have to pay for it.
From one spellbook to another? Does it say that?
Yeah.
Let me check.
Oops. Oh no!
I'm
Sorry, I spilled a little bit of coffee, but it's fine. It's just a little bit. What's your type of wizard again? Let's see.
Order of Scribe.
Yeah, scribes, I think, is it?
Book.
Oh, scribe.
Oh,
For a second, I thought you said 4 doors, more horse.
50 GP for each. Ooh, wow! I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you
Oh,
might
you
get
found
a
it, okay.
reduction, do you?
That's what I'm thinking. You might have a reduction. You have Awakened Spellbook. 10 minutes to do it.
50 GP, Jesus, that's a shit ton of money.
His quill doesn't require ink.
Ah, there you go.
Well, yeah.
That's actually a big deal.
Okay.
I'm just gonna copy and paste this into the chat.
Yeah, so you might only have to pay half the cost for the paper, I would say then. You put it in the private chat. Oh, there you go. Wizardly Quill. Yeah, I did see that. I like how you can create with a bonus action. It's just like, whoop.
Yeah, it just appears in your hand.
Right with it.
Okay, well that means
yeah.
I can only get one spell, technically, with the amount of money I have, as of yet.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll not do it yet, because I don't have the money for it.
Yeah, I would say that it would go, it would cost half the amount, because usually it's, yeah, it's material, rare inks is consumed per level. Until we find out, until I look into it a bit more, let's go with half. Because I think you had to pay for paper and ink, if I remember right.
Okay. Well, then I'll...
So it'd be 25 gold.
Okay, then I'll just prepare for the... Oh man, I don't have even enough for that, technically, because I wanted to find a familiar as well. So I'll leave that preparation aside, then I guess.
I can lend you a bit of gold if you want.
You would? Well...
Yeah.
Yeah, as of yet you're not awake, but yeah, I'll come back to you on that one. But so Kurasa will just wake up and go downstairs, look for Jernan or anyone at the barkeeper. Wasn't it called Jernan?
Durnan, yeah, you got it right.
Yeah.
He seems to be at the bar already. He doesn't seem to have any drinks out really, but you see him coordinating with Bonnie, the barmaid, and there's a couple of people in the tavern seeming to get some type of breakfast.
Nice. Okay, so Karasa will be a little bit surprised seeing Durnan already up. Like, going towards him. Well, good morning. You seem to have an elven sleep cycle as well.
He does appear to be human. Roll a history real quick.
Yes.
The first roll. Oh, I don't have the log up. I knew I forgot something. I'm always sitting there at the beginning thinking, what am I forgetting?
Woof!
I'm guessing it wasn't good.
That was good.
No, it was pretty.
22.
It was pretty damn good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was actually going to be a very hard roll for you because you're not from the city. But you actually know, you've heard in this time, probably from just being in the tavern for a couple days, rumors have it that Durnan went down into the Undermountain at one point. And he was one of the few who actually came out with loads of treasure. He ended up buying this whole area, which used to be an abandoned tower that he actually spelunked through, and he removed it and added this tavern over this hole here that goes to Undermountain. That is said to be about 300 years ago.
Okay, so you had to have like a little bit of extra something going on, something magical
Yeah.
to stay alive as you.
Yep.
Well, that's then I guess another one of his traits and secrets.
He has no secrets. What are you talking about?
Well, Carissa will order a coffee and ask for directions for the Mage Guild because his new friend Volo told him he should get registered.
Yes. In fact, he told Volo. I have it up here. Told you. Oh, I'm looking at your wizard class. I'm an idiot. He told you it was the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors.
Mm.
And Durnan will say, that makes sense if you are new to the city. Yes, I'll tell you where it is. It actually is somewhat close to the tavern that you all just inherited the previous night. It is in the north side of the North Ward. And he'll give you specific directions.
Okay.
I think around this time, the rest of us should be slowly starting to get up. Kapatis, usually his prayer is maintenance on his weaponry and armor, so he has been kind of completing that. Just walks down the stairs. Just,
and everybody else wakes up
finishing
to
up some-
shrink, shrink.
Yeah.
Dunk,
just
dunk,
finishing
dunk.
up some straps on his gauntlet or what have you. Just walks down, looks around, sees Carista by the by the bartender. Walks over. See, we have an early riser. Not that surprising for an elf, I guess. So, what are we up to so far?
And the rest of you also wake up
know
too.
that Carissa is coffee addicted already after a couple of days here in Waterdeep. So
Thorn's gonna wake
it's
up.
his greatest weakness.
Thorn's gonna wake up feeling a bit glum.
Yeah.
Because it's been a while since he had his ass kicked. Been a good while since he had his ass kicked. He's not feeling good about it, so he's gonna ask for a very hearty
Come on,
breakfast.
the alcohol
and,
helped.
And a large mug, exactly. He's straight away doing in the morning. To wash down
Alrighty.
his hopefully a fry up. That's what he needs.
So
You get in the
I guess
coffee with
friends, we
Bailey's.
have quite a list here on
Sure.
that we have to work on. I think that I at least have to go to the Mage Guild to get registered. We have to deal with the paperwork at the magistrate and look at the new building we acquired.
I would
I
also
would say
mention, but I shall let my friend Dagu go ahead.
after the last fight, we might consider some better equipment.
Oh yeah, I was rather aware that you seemed a little bit, short on gear.
He
Hopefully
pulls
they
out a
sell
stick
goblins.
with a hanging axe from it.
Hey, that's some of my best work, damn it!
that was his greatest
Oh, no,
work,
it
the
isn't.
gut wrencher. Yeah.
Look, you just don't understand. It's like the starting weapon in a game. You'll stick with it. By the end of it, it will be
No,
the plus 20
dude.
God Slayer mega weapon.
Yeah, it levels with Bagu. Actually, it's
Yeah,
now
no.
a level 2 weapon.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's now a soul-bound super magical thing.
Already half sentient.
Yes.
I feel like this is an ad for a mobile game already.
One more level will turn into a wife.
I got.
Got it.
I did find Bagu's old self here. Ah,
The sword.
I'm Bagu.
Okay.
Like my white hair.
The stress of having no gear.
Yeah,
Right.
he made him old.
It aged me.
Still has no gear. No backpack
hopefully
or
they-
anything.
No gear.
Hopefully they sell
So
goblins in the
stressful.
market. Yeah,
Yes. What are you doing with the
the
goblin?
best
I
gear.
was about to mention we do have a little bit of a goblin decision to make. Do we try to maybe try to provide him a nice new future as our house goblin, or what do we do?
Actually, I'm not necessarily in disfavor of that. Given the fact
I-
that the house is rather big, from what I
I was gonna-
understood.
Exactly. We might need and a general luggage carrier, and
What's gonna
And it
stop
might
him
be
from
his
running
first
away?
step towards redemption.
yeah, exactly. Here we are rescuing him, giving him a
I don't
could
party.
just
feel
Go
necessarily
back to
good for
Xanathar
him.
and tell them where we live. That's not gonna end well.
The goblin
Oh.
says,
Where have we
Oh
kept
yeah, maybe we
him,
should
by the way?
give him at least one word or two in this decision.
Yeah,
Tinku, was it your name?
something with
Tinku, I think.
something like that. Oh,
No,
let me
not
look up his
Twinku.
long
Yeah, that
backstory.
Twinku.
No,
Twinku.
that's not the kind of house we will be
The
running.
gayest
sir.
goblin.
Twinku and the Gazer.
Yeah. It's only now we realize Twinku is wearing a skirt.
So it was that kind of a dungeon, then, are we?
Yes, his
different
name is
kind
now
of
Twinku.
Good thing we didn't explore further. We might have seen things that we would have been surprised by.
Man, I need to. Where was it? I want to say I want to see if I have an NPC name on the ready to go for him.
But I think it was Tinku or something like that, or
Yeah, it was something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
vaguely.
Tiku or Tinku, or Tiku.
We'll say Tinku.
We shall rename him Tinkerbell.
Tinku. Oh no.
I may
Yeah,
write it
I was
down.
gonna originally just leave it to Bagu, but I do like this house goblin idea.
Yeah. Oh no! Please no! We gave him too many ideas.
Goblin Fluffer confirmed. That's right.
Oh no.
Yeah, what are you barbecuing, Manny? Because he's coming over to my house later, so I'm highly interested. But you guys can come too if you want to go across the Atlantic.
Yeah, sure.
Bit of a long
It's gonna
swim,
take
but
like
might be
9
well
hours.
Well, did you hear the ice cap? The ice caps on the north end of the Earth are starting to melt more, and it's making a new shipping lane that can open up and like make shipping across the continent much easier. Apparently,
Cool.
Cool.
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yay, global warming.
Mhm.
Gets rid of those pre-combat
I
glitters.
won't complain where I am. If it makes it rain a bit less, cool. I'm all for it. I'll just start burning plastic every day. Non-stop.
Jesus. Oh God, you'd probably die from something else if you started doing that. Yeah. Anywho, yes. What do you do with Tinku?
Well, assuming we kept him relatively reasonably okay through the night, which is
Oh no, he
Probably.
peed his pants. It's all over the ground. He's been tied up, can't move.
The innkeeper must not be happy about that.
He doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know yet. No.
Jenny,
We have to
stop.
leave before he learns of that.
Oh,
We'll never again
We have
come
to find a
this
new
place.
bar actually to go to meet up. Like going to hey Volo, no, not the yawning portal. Do you have like your second favorite bar?
you would train
Oh,
Tinker to
gross,
clean up
Manny.
after himself. I think early. It's like pet training.
Durnan will turn to you and say, "By the way, I saw there was a goblin with you. I want you to know there's no goblin. There better be no goblins upstairs. There's no monsters allowed to stay the night at my inn."
We will make sure going forward there'll be no monsters staying that night.
It tucks
Probably
away.
the best answer.
I did read it, Rena, and that's why I said gross, Manny. He knows my least favorite shop is called New York Mart here because it just smells like freaking fish and like the aisles are tiny and no one gives you personal space there. It's terrible.
Oh my
But
god.
anyways, and
Like
he says he's
the
gonna go
writing
buy
room
a
for
frog.
She-Hulk.
You.
Speaking of which, if you want to check out my YouTube, there's a video called "She-Hulk is Badass." There's a hint. It's not sarcastic at all.
I saw that. I saw.
I think I saw it. Yeah.
So,
I like that one.
Yes.
You're getting really good at your shorts, actually.
People might not detect the
Yeah.
sarcasm, so that's why I like it.
Your short
The
game
start of
is
it, you
actually
feel like
improving.
genuine.
yeah, I actually use Blender, which is like open source and free, to do all the video editing. It's kind of interesting that it even does it. But
So-
yes.
Since when are you French, Rena?
Wait. Why is she canceled? Oh, probably because it says something about no. So racist against. Oh, she says I'm racist against Asians because New York Mart is an Asian food store that smells like fish and is terrible.
Of course.
But you do get fresh fish there if you want. But I don't like seafood.
You live in Florida and don't like seafood?
I grew up in Kentucky. I grew up in
He's
Kentucky.
American.
We ain't got no seafood up there. We got some pork, beef, chicken.
Good old
Crayfish.
crayfish way.
Crawfish.
Not very good at the American accent, so yeah. But
Oh, that was American accent. Do it again.
Good old turkey is where I know I'll put it in my 10-gallon cabo hat. I don't.
Oh god, that's very bad. That's incredibly bad.
That's terrible. Again, I'm not.
I should make a short out of that.
Oh no.
Darnation.
What in tarnation?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, but don't all of you all have your own? Like I was already talking to Michael about this before the show. Don't all of you have your own rednecks or hillbillies or whatever, and they have their own strong accent?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't Cogni kind of like that?
No, Cockney they live in London or lived in London. I don't know if they still exist.
Yeah, so they are basically
yeah.
like right in the inner city, basically.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Those are the inner city Londoners.
Would they-
Actual.
English
Look, if you want to hear,
originals.
if you want to hear what the English rural rube sounds like, watch a movie called Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
Hot
hot.
It's an excellent movie, and they've got this guy moving from London, being a police officer in London, to a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere, and he's literally has to have multiple layers of
That's the best
translations.
job.
Of yeah, it's excellent.
It's just telling
do-
Is
drunk
that a
people to go
capital
home.
offense, Tenshi? He ate horse once. I thought that was a capital offense in the U.S. Something.
What?
To
No.
eat a horse.
No, I'm
You
pretty
can eat
sure
whatever you want here.
I'm pretty sure there was sneaky horse meatballs in the U.S. one time, was there not?
Oh, in Japan, it's a capital offense. Oh, you ate it in Japan. Interesting. Yeah, I had raw chicken in Japan. And chicken cartilage.
Yeah, I
weird.
heard, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on.
It can't be illegal here. It's what they put in dog food. Anywho. Where were we?
Someone has to take care of this
So,
goblin.
Tinku.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, what are you
yeah.
doing with Tinku? There are windows to this place.
Oh, is that a suggestion? another
free-
vault. Are you ready for
Is
another
Tinku actually
throwback?
with us, or is he still upstairs?
He's still upstairs.
He's
He's
still
tied
upstairs.
up. In
Yeah,
his
wow.
pee.
Yeah.
Should we
Oh, Rena
go
put a
and get
clip.
him and ask him?
Yeah. Let's go upstairs.
Oh,
see
thank
how
you
willing he
to the
is to
moderator.
cooperate.
She gave me the clip of that amazing American accent.
Excellent. Never claimed to be any good at it, so hey.
Yes, Anvek, I completely agree. So, Tinku, who's going up to deal with him?
Kapatis, you and I.
I guess
or
we're all
something?
going up.
Yeah. I
We're
have
all
been
up.
playing the good cop with him, so
But Baguk, stay a little bit in the background, please.
yeah, just be inside. Be
You
inside.
made an impression.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
I believe they are what they call a liability.
There you go.
That
Yep.
would be the correct term, yes.
Mhm.
All right, you all head up and you see him on the ground,
In his own pee.
still there in his own pee, tied up, arms and legs, and mouth gagged.
I'll
Hey,
do
Smash Sprout.
prestidigitation to clean him from his
All right,
pee
you
itself.
take some time, you do it in a different place, and you just see the pee go and disappear.
And now he smells a little bit better.
It doesn't smell at all now. So he's actually he says
Like a cat.
We probably all
He's
need
like a cat.
prestidigitation.
Yeah.
We were in the sewers. We never had a shower.
Yeah. Karisar can go to each of
that's
you
your
one
problem.
at a time. Or not.
I did it on myself.
Oh.
No.
Uh,
Okay, I free him from his gag.
Yeah. Kind of kneel by him, just say, all right, look here, little buddy. You've done us a good service, so we're going to return it, all right? So, you're going to, first off, take the gag. Now, do not scream, because half this tavern is asleep, and we are in the middle of a human settlement. You don't want to get into trouble. Are we understood? Good, man. All right. Now we take the gag.
I removed the gag, yeah.
I gotta take a crap. I haven't gone for a long time.
Oh, jeez. That's not exactly how I wanted to start things up.
Just open the window.
No.
Yeah.
We haven't.
You will have to learn something about human settlements. People are not too fond of unexpected surprises hitting them from the window, particularly of that variety.
Why you get rid of my musk smell?
Well, it
'Cause
was
horrible.
yeah, it was particularly potent, and you might want to blend
How
in
else you get women?
Sorry,
How else do you
I was
women?
got you. We have a ways, but not in that particular direction. So, yeah, and how many women do you see around, anyways? It's a bit pointless at the moment, isn't it?
Hey, moderator. That's way too TMI.
Constantly.
So
Are
can
there
leave
bushes
now?
outside the window? Can I check?
Sadly, dear.
Sure, you go to the window.
problem.
It's closed right now. You can kind of unlatch it and open it up, and you hear the sound of pouring rain out there. It's a nice rainy morning. Looks darker than it necessarily needed to be due to the rain, but it's pouring.
Right.
Do I see
And you
bushes
look
on
out.
the ground?
You actually see an alley. This doesn't point out towards the road.
Well, I don't think we're going to get much reasoning done with the little fellow until needs are met. So,
There's a
Bagu,
privy probably somewhere here on this floor,
Yeah.
right?
Bagu,
Yes.
I will say his
Let's give
you've
him
been
some
proven-
basic lessons in civilized behavior. How about
Yeah.
that as a beginning?
Instead of humane treatment, is goblin treatment.
Should we put a bag over his
Very
head or something?
offensive. What'd you say?
Yeah, you did try to kill us, sir.
Should we put a bag over his head or something? I don't know. Disguise him a little bit.
Well,
I'll go
I can do-
outside and look if the full floor, the floor of the hallway is empty or full of people at this time.
Mhm.
Sure. You go out and look. Looks empty.
Yeah. Then I just wave Kapatis and the goblin
Yeah.
to the privy. They can come.
Yeah.
Okay.
The alleyway outside the window is also quite dark and empty.
We
Right.
wanted to teach him the basic civilizational manners, Bagu.
Yes,
Can
and,
we
we
try
might be
that
in trouble
first?
enough. If we get him to stick around, that might be trouble enough on its own. We better not start him off in the wrong kind of lessons as to where and how business shall be taken care of, I think.
Yeah, you take him to the bathroom, and he quickly goes over to the hole that's put there to go in, and before he can even close the door, he lets it all out.
Hopefully it was into the...
Yeah.
Who will actually check that?
So now
it
you are
went
the one
in.
with the cleaning magic. I nominate you.
There may have been some splashback, but other than that, it's probably fine.
Well,
Roll
not
a
my
d20.
problem anymore.
Reeve, dexterity save. Only take half damage.
Half acid damage, or what is that?
Oh, acid. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about another?
You can take care of his. Oh yeah, sure. You can take care of his needs. I have that one on hotkey. And take him back to the room. You can have him go out through the alley if you want.
The room might be the best reasonable point at this point. I think if we take him to the alleyway, the first opportunity he gets, he'll dash for it.
Yeah.
Someone can wait for him.
So first we have to
On the
negotiate
ground.
with him his future, right? I still think that.
Now, young man,
he
you're
may
going
have-
to school.
Yeah.
No, well,
Gonna go into
that's
good college.
actually
That's more or less, yeah,
I-
that's kind of the idea. That's kind of the idea.
that is kind of the idea. Well, from my point of view, the goblin has two options. He can either decline our offer and go to the city guard, and they will deal with him, which will probably not be too nice.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, we can potentially give him a future, that will not be evil.
Yeah.
I never was evil.
did try to-
What did you do in
Yeah.
your past? Did you rob people?
Yeah.
Did you murder
You
people?
Kill people.
No. Just attempted.
No more. Well, okay.
That's quite close, anyways.
Not good
No.
at it.
How about
Lack
this?
of capability doesn't negate lack
Wait.
of intention, Tenku.
What happens if friend on side of something, you push him because it's funny and he dies?
That is
we
pretty much
here in
murder.
the city we call that manslaughter. So or goblin slaughter.
No, he's goblin.
Yes. So we still
But still
frown on
pretty
that
evil.
very, very badly. That's
Still evil
funny it may
behavior,
be,
yeah.
you might think, but people do get into trouble for that.
Just funny. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just the
Uh,
chaos of life.
Of course. He would say it. Carousel
So,
rolls his
sure,
eyes.
I go with you.
Now, this is what I
I'll
would
take
like
city
to.
guard.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
like to for you to consider this. You can come along with us, and I know what you're thinking already. You'll just dash off the first opportunity you get, but think
Joke's on you.
about
I
it.
wasn't thinking.
Sure, yeah, I can definitely think that. Now,
Right.
how about this?
You can see that.
Take our offer seriously. Come along with us. Obviously, your tribe is pretty much pasted by now. You are clearly not in a terribly good position in the underbelly of the city. How about you take a job? How about you stick around with us? We'll show you
Wait.
human foods. You will like that, I will guarantee, and maybe some of our booze as well. And I
You
will be
killed-
impressed with-
Xanathar?
Not yet.
but we're working on it, and we've done plenty of damage, as I'm sure you remember, or you might not.
Go ahead.
Depending on-
You actually helped us.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Yeah, persuasion.
Yeah. You can roll with
Can you get
advantage because
advantage?
everybody,
Can
Karisar
help
was
them?
involved there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Same thing twice. Yeah.
10.
That's
Yeah.
how do you
sure.
do that? This is the third time in a row that you did that. Actually,
I don't know. I do not
I
know.
counted. I counted. I literally counted because
Uncommon things happen. They're just not terribly in my favor. That's whoops.
Yeah. I go with you. No turning.
Good. And I will just say that we are, so myself and Carrie, so we are looking out for you. But in all fairness, I will mention this to you. You remember our green friend, right? Not just you, our other green friend. Our other green friend.
Big turtle.
Yes, he might be a little bit more of a problem. You might want to be careful not to anger him. He does not take treachery well. So be careful.
Okay.
Good
Don't
man.
go near turtle.
Unless there is a good reason to, and don't anger the turtle. I think that's the point, more or less.
Okay.
Good.
So untie Tink.
All right. Let's untie him. That's what's the worst that could possibly happen. We do so.
that I have to use a Razor of Frost on in worst case. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
Excellent. So
What time is it about now? Would I be able to guess roughly?
It's early. You are pretty late. Probably like 8ish.
Okay, because we have to be back around 12ish
Yeah.
for the magistrate.
So
Yeah.
I will definitely have to go to the Mages Guild. We will probably. Is the marketplace or some shops on the way there for Bagu?
Unfortunately, it's the opposite direction. There's if you look at Waterdeep, you're at the intersection of basically the Trades Ward and the North Ward. You're kind of in between the Trades Ward, Southern Ward, and
we're heading
North
north.
Ward. And you're heading
do
to
I
the North
know
Ward.
if there is a temple to Gond in the city?
Roll a history.
History.
Not an easy roll because you're not from here. You're not from these parts. You know that Gong is pretty. He's not like a mainstream, but he's also not obscure by any means. And this is a large city. There's probably something.
All right, because him being a god of smiths and all, that might be a bit closer and might be more where we want to go. And I have been thinking, if we are dealing with a haunted mansion, we might want to consult some of the local clerics for some advice as to how best to deal with that. So we might make that a stop as well. And they might be able to help out with some weaponry and equipment. And I might get some discounts, of course, being a Mandarin.
We go to the manor. We could bring Tinku, have him start cleaning the place, and then Karisar can go to the Mage's Guild.
I would like to go to
being
the
a
Mages
unknown-
Guild first because I would like to also get. Can I get from there probably some materials from them?
Yeah. Well,
Like
actually,
the ink, or for example, the materials I need for the
you have
Find Familiar
no idea.
spell.
You actually have no idea. It was the first time you've heard of it was yesterday.
True. Fair point. Well, Durnan is still here, and I'll ask him. He seems rather experienced. So,
Yeah, I'll give him a
Durnan,
roll.
do you think I can find? I can acquire materials from the Mages Guild for simple spells like finding a familiar or ink for my spellbook.
Honestly, I've not been there myself, but considering it's a pseudo government entity, I assume that is probably mostly business, such like a magistrate. However, I do know the shops here would possibly deny you any type of goods unless you were a part of it.
I understand. Well, thank you anyways. But we can get probably a lot of information from that Mage's Guild. For example, wasn't the dwarf that owned the Trollskull Manor earlier also a mage that Volo mentioned? Then there's also Mert, I think was his name, the rather corpulent fellow who would help us on recreating a ring or the key to the
orb you have.
To the orb that Bagu found.
Yep. Rainier said he tends to hang out at the theater at night, which is in the castle.
So the Mage's Guild does seem to be like a quite a bit of
let's go.
informational help.
Alrighty. I need to find that. It is, here it is. Okay. La 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 la. Yeah. Hey, wait. Oh.
Also, by the way, I don't think I've told you because we were in that much of a rush helping Raynar and finding Floon. I heard from the tavern in the Dark War that there were homicides on elves, particularly in this city.
Mm-hmm.
Seemingly, there is some kind of serial killer. I would very much like to look into that as well. So, how do you feel about it? I hope I can rely on your help on this one.
Seems to be a good way of keeping up law and order as best as possible. And it's not like we would be likely to turn down anybody screaming for help, unless we absolutely had our.
The city does seem to be in rather unbalanced of a situation.
Yeah.
The guards would
You might
probably
want to
have a
find
punch.
some noble, preferably an elven one, willing to maybe compensate us for finding such a person. But if we happen upon anything bad, I'm not opposed to helping out.
Wonderful.
Perhaps the local guards might also have a contract for a serial killer.
I was thinking about that as well. Any bounty would also probably come into our favor. So, making our way downtown, walking.
Making our way
Mage's
downtown.
Guild. See you, Dern, and thanks for the food.
No problem. It's 9
And
copper.
Okay.
make sure that your bar lady cleans the privy properly.
It's not her job, but I'll get it done.
Oh yeah, whoever does it. I'm sorry. We're very, very sorry.
Very, very sorry. Oh man.
Hey, he's Cursor's neutral good. He has to be sorry.
Man, I was trying to find. I had notes on
You
this.
have a way of actually cleaning it out yourself.
Yeah.
If you are
Not
truly
sorry
sorry,
enough
sir.
to register.
Yeah, he goes inside and into the fucking goblin stinking. Prestidigitates it all away. I don't know if the spell is meant to do that. I'm pretty sure that would be a very abusive.
He's gonna get so much use out of that.
I'm pretty sure that I know like half a dozen DMs that would say no, that doesn't work that way. Take a fucking mop and clean it yourself.
He doesn't know what's up there. Okay. Yeah. I thought it had some on this, and I'm sure it does. I just can't find it, but whatever. I have to deal with it. Oh wait, maybe it's at the bottom of this. I know where it is now.
Well,
Just
see you,
joking. No,
Master
don't.
Sprout.
Okay.
Thank you for
So
Ciao.
Joining.
You can ask Durnan. He'll give you. Oh yeah, thanks, Mr. Sprout. Have a good day at work. Goblin shit. It's so thick. It's magic resistant. Wow.
Probably. I'm scared. I'm scared.
So are you taking the goblin with you?
Lacking any other options, I think he's
You're just walking with him around. Walking around with him. Okay.
Perhaps I should visit
Well,
the
he's
merchant.
unarmed, obviously, at this point, so...
Do we have maybe a cloak or anything to perhaps make him look more like a halfling?
We could
yeah, you could
buy
probably
a
get a cloak.
sack.
Yeah.
Just carry him
Let's
on your
cloak
back
him.
like Santa Claus.
Could be worse places.
You might be able to fit him in your shell.
The cat will fight him.
Yeah. Okay.
Not to
So you
clean
put a
off
cloak
first.
over him. You head to where Durnan says to go, which is actually in the castle ward. You would know that the castle ward is the high-end place. It's almost the most northern ward of the city. You're actually gonna have to go by the manor to get there, so you could take a look at it if you wanted to. On the way.
Sure.
Well,
Might as
why
well
not?
keep
Alrighty.
take the first look at it.
I'm gonna go
It's
ahead.
locked.
Well, I'll tell you what you see. But for now, you are not in the tavern anymore. You go out into the rain, as I was mentioning before. You're heading north through the North Ward, getting soaked on the way. You can always take a coach if you want. It's 9 copper, so it doesn't cost anything. And you're heading out towards the North Ward. About halfway through, you get close to the place. You're going by a couple of other places, look like other residential places. You go by a building that looks to be kind of short on the front, but goes back pretty far. Almost like a shotgun house, if you know what that is in the U.S. But they call it that because you can shoot a shotgun and it'll hit the back door from the front door. But anyways, so you go by something like that, and there's a bit of an overhang over the front door, and you see what appears to be a man with a human man with black hair and a cloak over him, and he seems to be lighting a pipe, and he kind of just watches you go by. Above him, above the overhang, is a sign, and it says Tiger Eye. But then right next to him is your place, at least what is going to be your place if you accept it. Let me do this. I'm big. And you see something that looks like this. It looks pretty run down. Most of the windows are boarded up. It looks like it's going to need some repair. The entrance is actually... let me turn... Oh, I do have it on. The entrance is actually right here. A little stone doorway there with a wooden door that's boarded up.
Should
You also
we
have
take-
along
Okay,
the
go ahead.
side of it, along the side going up this way, you have a pair of stairs that go up the back.
Okay.
Just
Should
looking
we
at from
take a
the-
look inside?
Did Volo say something about the first floor being some kind of tavern or something?
Yeah, and in fact, you can tell the first floor, which is made of stone, the floors above it out of wood. The first floor has different structure of windows and all that kind of thing. The windows are bigger and more open, but boarded up right now.
So I guess the manor was built on the tavern from the way it was built.
Looking at it now, it
Interesting.
looks like it has a tavern 2 stories above that and probably an attic area.
In better times, it probably would have looked rather impressive for humans.
It's also the image in the background right now.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I
looking
see
at
it.
it from the outside, do we see anything that strikes us? Okay, this might be particularly damaged in any way, or pointing to anything odd or uncommon.
Roll an investigation.
Investigation.
I'll do that as
Okay.
well.
Gonna Sherlock Holmes that crap.
Not with my roll. Yep, looks fucked. Yep.
Alrighty. Yeah, Capatis, you're not too sure, not really familiar with. Well, actually, carpentry's not exactly your thing, but you're not sure. Karisar, you can actually see a bit of support structures, and nothing looks wrong with it from what you can tell from the outside. Now, you'd have to get a look on the inside, but from the outside, it looks to be structurally sound. It's mainly just things like the railing, some of the shutters and stuff that are having issues, but the bones of it look to be pretty sturdy from the outside.
Should we take a look inside, perhaps? Find what else needs buying at the market.
Well, it's not ours yet. I'm not sure if it would count as...
It will need a little bit of love, but it is probably still
if it matters,
salvageable.
Volo did say feel free to go look at it if you needed to.
Not
I'll walk up
it.
to the main entrance and pull back the boards and go inside.
All right, roll an athlete. No, actually, you would have no problem with it. You go up and just give a good yank, and the boards come off to the double doors on the front of it. You walk into.
It is double doors down by there, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. You actually, it looks like perhaps, looking at it, perhaps at one time, we'll use Karisar's investigation here. Perhaps at one time it had swinging saloon doors, but since then it's had a basically a simple board-like door put on it.
Maybe
you
something
can easily
we
open it
want
up.
to restore back to its former glory to think about.
Yeah. You can go in and you see a basic bar area. You see a hearth over to your left. You see a pretty open area for tables and such. Behind the bar area, you do see a trap door that perhaps may lead to a basement. And then another door behind the bar that leads to some storage and kitchen area. You see no stairs going up.
Is there
Seems like
any...
the living quarters were really segregated from the tavern part.
Not a bad
Which
idea.
probably... No, and obviously that comes from this seemingly historical fact that the upstairs part section was built later on.
Is there a sort of structural wall or something that's immovable in the middle of the room?
There's the hearth in the middle that actually has a smokestack chimney that's almost in the center of the open area. And it goes seemingly to the second floor and continues up. That's the main thing. And then you have also on where the kitchen is, you probably have some supports in that wall somewhere.
I was thinking perhaps we could chain the goblin to the hearth to make sure he does not leave the manor.
We just a little bit of kindness to him. I don't think we would like to ruin that by just training him like one with a
We won't be gone
misbehaving
too long.
I don't think good idea either.
I'm pretty sure you don't.
Mhm.
And I will be in your favor as long as you don't betray that trust, Tinku.
At that
Does
time,
that sound fair?
it will be too late.
Mhm.
He picks his nose. Yeah. Flicks it away.
And that behavior will be addressed at another day.
Yeah, it's
And
entirely pointless.
Karisar sighs.
A lot of
You
prestidigitation.
say I need to be clean. I clean my nose. You say don't need to be clean.
Clean it the proper way, like doing most things the proper way here in the city. I think eventually you'll like it. Trust us.
I'll go into the kitchen and check the state of the kitchen, see how bad it is or dusty or...
All right. You go in there. You see barrels of some liquid, perhaps. Not sure. The barrels look oiled and pulled together with some type of bands, so it's held up. Other than that, you see that the kitchen is mostly empty with some tables that were perhaps used at some point. You see a stove of some sort with old ashes of wood probably or coal underneath it.
I was thinking
I was
about
gonna check the
taking a look.
trapdoor.
Oh,
You're
okay,
gonna check the what?
Trapdoor. He wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
the
was
trapdoor.
thinking
Yeah,
the
you can open the trapdoor. It makes a meh as you open it. There's a ladder going down to darkness.
same. Okay.
You have dark vision?
I'll go down into the darkness. Well, actually, how can I see the floor of the basement?
Yeah,
Is it too
it's
dark?
not far down. It goes 500 feet.
I'll go down and looking around, the Bagu will touch the. I believe it was the fang that was hanging from his neck. Touch the fang and cast Create Flame to light the room. Or
Oh, wow.
produce flame.
Okay.
Is it produce flame?
Yeah, produce flame. Cantrip, right?
Yeah, produce flame. Yep.
Yeah, good enough. You create a torch with your hand torch. As you look around, you see chains and what are probably meat hooks hanging down here to some degree. You see a box that has long fallen apart and started to decay. It's basically two somewhat small rooms, about 15 by 20 feet in each one, separated by somewhat of a support in the middle.
Both empty, I suppose.
Does
both
the
empty.
hearth have any firewood still in it, or is it pretty empty?
The hearth it's empty at this point.
Okay.
Who's in the kitchen?
I am.
Thorned, yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to look through a couple barrels, if I could.
Okay.
Of
You
course
also
he
notice
is.
there's a closed window area that you could actually look out from the kitchen into the main area, probably for delivering food, perhaps.
Okay.
You open up one of the barrels. Behind you, you suddenly hear a tink dunk 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 as something falls over.
Okay, I'll check what it is.
Behind you, you see this old iron cup, or not iron, but old metal cup of some sort on the ground.
Okay. I'll pick it up and put it on a barrel that I'm not opening.
Okay. You go back to the barrel and you look, and you crack open the barrel, and immediately you get the smell of vinegar.
It's gone off wine, maybe? Can I try to guess what it is?
Yeah, you could probably tell it perhaps was once wine.
The goblin can have this.
Wow.
Okay. And he goes over and sticks his head in.
Cool.
That
Help yourself.
That was simple.
Actually,
takes
drink it all, and then you can sleep here for a bit.
This certainly
You're gonna
matches
clean
me.
that mess, Thorand.
What
Is it
mess?
great?
He's in the barrel. It's contained.
This certainly matches the old and decrepit description from the small man. Do we want to check the living area?
Yeah,
You might
which
not
is the
want
way
to-
to the living area.
Well, it
Couldn't
should.
find
There
a
was a stairway outside.
Oh, outside,
Seems
yeah.
to have been an afterthought.
I'm still a little bit concerned about the haunted question and why this place
should.
was closed down in the first place. It does look. Wait, oh,
That's
giant
pretty
cat
fucking
haunt.
haunted.
Yeah,
It's haunted by
we're
the
not-
giant
cat.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Suddenly, giant cat-ass
Spirit,
crushes half
it
of our mana.
manifests.
Well, there could be worse ghosts. That's the cutest ghost I've ever seen, probably.
Can I?
Cat sitting on
So can Bago try and listen around for voices or whatever?
Sure.
I'll give myself guidance for that.
Nice.
And a roll perception check.
Yeah.
Average, just like Bago likes it.
just like my woman.
You listen,
I don't know
and
much.
you listen, and while others are walking around looking at stuff, you spend time trying to listen. Or did you roll the d4? Oh, there you go. 15. You hear very faintly from a floor above.
Very faintly.
There
What
is-
is that?
That wasn't so faint.
Was that a squeaker
There
or a squeaker?
seems to be someone squeaking about upstairs.
Not necessarily. I can do the same thing by do thaumaturgy. Do the same exact thing.
You hear
just
the
next
same
to it.
thing? Yeah.
So that kind of raises the question.
no.
We might be dealing with magic. We might be dealing with something. I would rather prepare before just barging upstairs blinding.
Maybe it's just a draft, guys.
We could always send the goblin in first.
Are there any signs why this place was closed down in the first place? Right? Like, I mean, it must have been years and years ago. Volo had it for a couple of years already.
Hmm.
Roll
I
a
don't know for how long the dwarf lady
Yeah.
had it.
roll a whatchamacallit. What's the thing I'm thinking of? Investigation. Jesus. See if you can look for
see-
anything that would tell you
Oof.
something like that. Oh
You
my
see
goodness.
giant-
If
ancient
there is
castles on the
something,
ground.
I might actually find
Yeah.
it.
You
Yes.
look around, you realize that having kegs of perhaps wine left over, you do look around and you see some cups, though. You've continue to look, you see tarnished silverware, some tables here and there. You'd think if it was, how do you say, like, left abruptly because something, like, freaked someone out and so they just closed it immediately, you wouldn't have all these things left here. They would have been taken out
sense.
or dealt with.
Well, if it was sold properly, yeah. Like if they
Yeah.
closed off properly, then they would have taken the wine
Yeah.
out as well.
Based
yeah.
on some of these signs you see, you can tell that it was probably just closed down for other reasons, and just never opened up again, or perhaps there was a reason after that occurred. But based on what you see, you think it was closed for nothing like being haunted or something like that.
Okay.
I'll go outside and go up the stairs and try find bedrooms.
All right, you head
We
out.
should definitely accompany Thorint on this one.
Yeah. If we decide to throw caution to the wind, we might as well go as a group. Let's not split up, shall we? And we'll ask Buggy very nicely to take the thoroughly wind up / vinegared up goblin. Just carry him around, just in case we need a projectile, if nothing else.
He's dripping.
Man,
We're
he's
trying to
dripping.
redeem him, but come on now, let's.
A max
let's
damage
figure out-
projectile, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dripping foul wine at this point, but you can carry him if you want. No, just aim it at the barrel. I'm fine here.
No, we don't know
Bet
what
you
we're
are.
talking about.
You head up to up the stairs. The stairs, given the age, they still seem pretty well put together, if not a little slippery. But you head up the stairs, and the door there is also boarded, which Thorin can easily pull the boards off and open the door. You go into a room. Actually, let me pull it up to make sure I don't talk crap and then have to take it back later. Okay. You go into what seems to be a common room. From this, there's nothing in here from what you can see. Whatever was in here once was probably taken out. You see a fireplace, which is probably the extension of the hearth that was on the first floor in here. You see a door leading north and south.
Okay.
Listen, try to take a listen, see if we hear any of the previous noises, anything
Yeah.
else that we can really
Yeah.
pick up.
You hear it louder now on the floor above.
And we don't see a staircase.
Is it trying to lure us up? Because it sounds like it's trying to lure us up. And
what
it's well just a
do
draft.
Capatas, maybe we should brush up what we know about spirits and specters.
Yeah.
Go
So
ahead and
being
roll
the-
a religion if you want.
Oh, jeez.
I'll run one as well. Oof.
Gotta love that big intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big brain, man.
Yeah.
Big fucking brain.
But both of you would know that usually when a ghost of some sort is left behind, there's a reason for it. It's not just like a random occurrence. Usually something keeps it there and pulls it and anchors it to the location that it's at, that it's effectively haunting, and usually ends up driving others away. Beyond that, you know that they're usually incorporeal, but they can still interact with the world to some degree. They can go through walls, though not as fast as they can go through air. They're usually visible, though hard to see.
So
Okay,
So,
well,
which
so
door?
fighting the specter or ghost seems rather futile. We would hope
Well,
maybe your abilities as a cleric would be more useful. Maybe able to negotiate with him or her
either
or
that,
whatever.
or if it does come to combat, I will just mention this. At the end of every long rest, so obviously previously I've done the little smoke thing with my mace. That does make it into a +1 magical weapon. And I do have Word of Radiance, which is pretty good. I'm going to guess that's going to be pretty good against a ghost. So what we might want to consider is I'll stick with my Word of Radiance, and I should be able to make somebody else's weapon into a +1, and that should give us 2 angles of attack.
Are you sure we shouldn't negotiate with the spirit?
We should.
first?
It's basically a fallback option. And
you
I still
magical
say if
folk
we
are
think
overacting.
and
Could
if we
just be a
think-
draft. I'll head to the north room, or whichever room is closest to the
Yeah,
sound.
you head north is the closest for sure.
exchange a tired look. Oh no. Here we go.
The north
There
room
we
seems
go.
to go into
You'll
some
follow.
type of den or bedroom. There's a nice little circular part of it that represents the. Well, I would show you, but there's a big fat ass in the way. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
no. You felt so comfortable there.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. having him.
Yeah, you can see it leads to probably this area right here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. But you're looking out. There's actually glass pane on these windows and all that. Like the house doesn't look too bad up here. It just looks empty, and the outside a little broken. But nothing else really strikes you as anything stands out here.
Can
I'll
I
connect the
try?
stuff and, you know,
Can I try guesstimate how, from looking around a bit, like how long ago this portion was added on to the manor?
Sure, that's definitely an investigation.
Let's go. -1. Why do I bother?
You think it was sometime in the past?
1200 years.
As you're looking around, you spend a few minutes in here looking, trying to investigate this. You do see another door north that leads out to a balcony looking over the alleyway, as well as a door over in the circular part that leads out to the balcony that you see there on the second floor. After a while, you see lightning outside from ooh, that was loud. Sorry about that. From a lightning strike. And
Mighty
as the
Talos.
light flashes through it, oh, I still have the bar music on this one. As the light is flashing through the window, you see there's words written on it that you didn't notice before. And on the
Words
window,
on-
it's
on the
written
window?
out. Yeah, almost like someone took their finger and scrawled it in the dust. And it says, "Last call." Pretty sure it wasn't there before.
I am. I'm pretty sure.
Carousel
'Cause you went
pulls
right
out
by it before.
his one of his papers and presses it and creates his wizardly quill and writes something down. Like what he's seeing,
Yeah.
saying like something to the extent Volo might want this.
True. You can head
Should
out of
we-
this room if you'd like. Oh, you do find an iron poker at the fireplace, which is on both sides. It's also in this den, or bedroom, whatever it would be. You see there are some fireplace tools, like an iron poker, if Bagu needs a weapon.
I have the gut wrench.
Yeah, he still has his gut ring.
Yeah.
You can head out of here. The room south of this common room, you see is a hall that has stairways leading up on one side, as well as a door continuing south. Doing a quick investigation of the remaining stuff here, you see bedrooms and spare rooms on the south part of here, but nothing stands out really.
Yeah, I'll just stick with the group
Get
and
them go.
tell them that the last call was written on the window, and I was sure it wasn't written there the first time I passed by.
Possibly a bit.
Perhaps we'll
Right.
find more upstairs.
Last call. Isn't that like, before the
That is
pub's closing,
something
last call?
Yep.
Yeah,
last
that is
call for
something you
alcohol.
might know actually probably very well.
Yeah, but the pub's downstairs. I think this creature is confused.
Well, this spirit, if there is one, seems to be tied very much to the tavern rather than the manor itself.
Maybe it's angry about the
If
spoiled
it uses something, some language like that. Or maybe it's just a trick.
I would say with your role with religion, because you got
Mhm.
slightly higher, you would know that if a ghost is tied for some reason, they tend to act in behaviors that represent that reason that they're tied to the area.
Perhaps we will find more clues on the upper level.
Okay. You can head up the stairs, and again, it opens into a common room of some sort, not as big as the previous one. On the east side, you see a door that's open, and you can see into it. It looks to be like perhaps it was a library. There's bookshelves with a few books hanging around on the sides, but mostly empty. On the south, you see another door that leads to, looks like another bedroom and such. North side
Can
leads to
we-
yet another bedroom.
Can we look through the books? What kind of books they are? If they can give us any sort of clue
Yeah.
as to what kind of owners were there before, that might give us a little bit of an idea. So investigation, I'm gonna guess.
No, you can just go look. The books are there's only a few there, and two of them are books on how to mix drinks, and the other one seems to be a book on the history of Waterdeep. Whew.
Ooh. I'll take the book on the history of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
As you pick it up, nothing happens.
I'll check out the bedrooms.
And I'll take the one about mixing drinks just in case. I mean,
I thought Thorin would.
well, not that big on the drinking, but I'm thinking if the ghost truly is related to possibly something alcohol, it might be handy for any rituals involving alcohol.
That's a fair assumption.
Actually, what is my tool as my true brewery?
As you go and you get the book on the history of Waterdeep. Capatis, as you go and reach for the book that says it's called Mixed Drinks and Other Things, you start putting your hand out for it. And you see a spectral hand come out from behind the bookshelf, and it pushes the book off the edge and then retracts its hand.
Interesting. So I definitely have seen it. Is it like the mage hand that I have seen Carousel use previously? Am I able to make that happen?
roll a Arcana check if you want.
Arcana or religion, I guess. Depends.
Yeah, our religion, but
Well, if that's
No,
good
it-
enough, I guess.
yeah, it does not look like Mage Hand. It looks very much. You saw it, and you almost heard like the slight sound of as it comes out, and you can see some type of eerie radiation coming from it that Mage Hand doesn't have.
All right. So yeah, we are definitely in Ghost Town territory here. Now the question is, do we stay and try to do something now, or do we regroup, try to maybe find something that we can do to resolve it without necessarily violence involved?
As
Well, if we
Bagu
want
heads to that,
to.
north bedroom, because he said, sorry, I didn't resolve that. You're heading to the north bedroom there. You actually hear the sound again, except it's a little bit louder. And right when you get into that room, you see the door that's also at the other end of this bedroom closes.
Well, if we want to restore this mansion, this manor, we do have to solve this issue with this ghost somehow, someday.
I believe there might be something the ghost is hiding here. And I'll go towards that door that just closed.
Alrighty.
Right. Meantime, I pick
We'll
up
follow.
the book and go rejoin the group.
Yeah, I'll follow Bagu.
You you open this door, and it leads
our
to what
shell
seems to
shield.
be a private bath. You see like this, what do you call it? This tub of porcelain tub. It actually looks quite nice. Porcelain? No, not porcelain. Jesus, what's it called? It'll come to me later. Anyways, you see a tub there that was probably used for some type of bath. It's connected to this. It looks to be a private bath for this bedroom. But that's all you really see in here. You see a little pillar that with a dish on it, which would probably hold water.
Can I look around the room for more stuff?
Yeah. Go ahead and do a perception or investigation if you want to take some time and do it.
Yeah, does it have any sort of plumbing, or so how does the water get from from the ground floor up here?
It looks to just be a dish you'd have to fill. You'd have to bring hot water to it and pour it into it.
That sounds like a lot of cantrips to me, but whatever.
I'll have a
You
look
look around a bit.
as well.
Yeah. You look around a bit, and you see next to the tub, behind it, you see this figure who is crouched down under there. He is glowing like almost purplish spectral colors. Its face skeletal as it looks at you, and it just makes this noise like, and it seems to almost be trying to intimidate you, but you see its hand was in the middle of writing something as well on the ground.
Can I
And it
see what it
has
said?
Who's all there?
Everybody's
all there
walking
to see-
towards
oh.
him. Bagu's
Okay.
was there first. I think Oli said he was following next, so then it'd be Oli and then everybody else. Oli,
Well,
God damn
hello
it,
there.
Thorand. Yeah.
What is he writing on the floor? Can I see that?
Sorry. Yes, it said closing TI.
I'm pretty sure that that's a song of Green Day, but
Closing time.
yeah, he actually knows the song.
Yeah.
Does the ghost disappear as we come closer?
I was gonna give you a chance to do anything immediately if you wanted to do something. Otherwise, it will stop writing and start to get up.
Hello, friend.
Behind it, there's like this. It looks to be some type of small cup that was maybe used in here for something or other, made out of metal, and it lifts up and it has it in its hand, and it just flings it at you. It just kind of tink off your shell,
That wasn't.
but it doesn't do
very
anything
nice.
else threatening. You just see it there looking at you. Thorin, you come in and you see this thing throw a cup at Bagu, and Bagu doesn't seem to care.
I pick up the cup and throw it at it.
It goes
What
through
are
it.
you doing, Thorin? We're
Getting us into trouble
Just
without
returning.
preparations.
Just returning its item.
Could you stop the shenanigans for 1 second?
Doesn't seem that dangerous.
No, but we're trying to talk to him.
It
Yeah.
goes over
What
and
is your purpose
finds a
here?
new fresh spot on the ground. There's dust.
Wait,
and
I'll
it-
I'll
okay.
pick up one empty parchment and my normal quill and give it to him for simplicity reason.
All right.
It doesn't have to
Before
clean the
you-
entire floor.
Before you get there, it starts to write on the ground. It just says, "Get out,"
Oh, that's not very nice.
No.
and there it is.
Oh, holding the hands, the parchment and the quill, reading that, it's like, well, that will be difficult. We are the new owners and wanted to work on this manor, trying to restore it, potentially.
When you say restore
hold
it,
up.
it kind of turns its head at you.
I look
And
at
we'll
it
come up
closer,
to you.
actually. How does he look like? Like, is he like super ghostly, like skeleton?
When you
like,
look close,
like in
it
Lord
does
of
look
the Rings?
skeletal. Yeah, it looks skeletal, almost like when Galadriel showed her like that glowing face at one point, where he's
Okay,
more skeletal,
her-
showing
her
you see the
banshee
jaw
form,
of the
yeah.
skeleton, the eyes are lit up. It almost seems like it has crazy hair going in all directions that are glowing and radiating this purplish, bright white essence of itself.
Can I get a sense of what they would have looked like when they were alive?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for example, was he human or dwarvish or I mean
What
that
type
could
of
probably-
ghost is it?
Roll a perception. You can tell that the ears are pointed.
Hmm.
18.
Yeah, with that, you kind of look at it and you realize, yeah, the ears are pointed, but not so much like Karisar's. Perhaps half elven or something like that. Otherwise, looks a bit really human-like. Oh, and it kind of turns its head at Karisar and says, it writes on the ground, "Rebuild."
Well,
Perhaps it would
Yeah.
like us to reopen the tavern.
that's what he sounds like. I hold up the parchment and a quill and hand it to him. Would you tell us more about yourself?
Here's my name. I like long walks.
Yeah, please write your Tinder profile down here. Thank you.
It takes the quill, and it looks at it.
You know, a
I assume
goblin
you
who's
give it
looking
ink.
for love.
Yeah, the ink and parchment, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll write it off on
I forgot about Tingu. He says,
Well, it's quite.
"Holy cow! Kill that thing! Kill it! Kill it! It's a ghost!"
Well, it's already dead, isn't it? Job done.
Job done. He writes with the quill in big letters, taking up way too much room on it. Says, writes on the paper with the quill in big letters, taking up way too much room. Lif.
Lif. Is that your name?
It
You
nods
can
at
nod.
you.
Live, bro.
Thank you. I don't
Lift
have
up.
that much paper.
If you don't say anything else to it, it'll just glide out through one of the walls.
Well,
Into the main
Kapatas,
room.
do you want to say anything?
Kind of observing at the moment, and I'm kind of just rejoining his what I've been looking at it. Can I try to talk to him myself? You said rebuild. Can you tell us rebuild from what? Clearly, this place is ruined. What happened here? What happened to you? I try to
That's a
talk
good
in
question.
peaceful, calming terms.
Go ahead and do a persuasion towards it. You'd have to walk out of this room back into the main room where it was gliding towards.
Useless.
It just writes down as it heads by a window, and it just kind of idly lifts his hand and writes bartender, and then continues on up into the 3rd floor.
Were you the bartender?
We'll follow.
Did the
So
bartender
you were
get
the
you?
bartender, yes.
You go up to the 3rd floor, following it. From the 3rd floor, there it is. The 3rd, or actually, sorry, it heads up into the attic. You are on the 3rd floor. You follow up to the attic. There's another pair of stairs that just continue up. And there's only 2 rooms in the attic, one to the north, one to the south. One looks to be a small bedroom where you see the final bit of the fireplace before it heads out to the sky. And a south room is, you open it up and it seems to be this large storage area. You see Liff in the storage area. And he goes over to one of the boxes and opens it up. Or it doesn't open it up, he just points at it.
I'll go over to the box, I guess.
Awesome. What is this one? Aha. Yeah, there's 2 boxes here, and it's pointing at one of them. You go over to the box. It's closed, but you can open it.
I'll rip it open with my
And-
claws.
Nice. Very brutal.
Yeah, that's metal.
You see paintings, actually, in this box. Paintings of different cities. People can roll a history check if you want to figure out what the cities are. But they look to be possibly worth something.
Does this belong to you?
Carousel and Capatis can... when you say that, it looks at you and it's making its weird, eerie noises, but it shakes its head no.
They belong to the former bartender, right? The former barkeep owner.
Lift just points at all of you.
Now they belong to us, I guess.
The Carousel and Capatis, you all recognize these as stylized paintings of Luskan, Neverwinter, Silvermoon, and Baldur's Gate.
Would you prefer if we were to hang them somewhere?
It points at the other box too. Once you
Right.
look
Alright,
have a
I'll
look.
rip that one open.
This one box doesn't budge, and as you rip it open, you see bars with a little bit of inspection. You see that they're actually silver bars. It contains 15 10-pound silver trade bars. They have black from some corrosion on it, but it shouldn't affect the value. And Lift just writes in the ground in the dust, the thick dust in this attic, and says, "Rebuild."
Interesting.
That would
I
be
have,
probably a starting money for this.
I have a look
Or-
at the bars. Do I see any markings? Can I make out what kind of bank they are from? What do we see anything to identify where that silver is from?
That's a good idea,
roll
actually.
roll perception, I guess, or investigation. Either one would work in this. They would give you the same
Oh,
answer in
good
multiple
enough.
ways.
There we go.
Um, At first, you see these are not marked at all, and then you realize there's a part where you see, because of who you are, you can tell someone hammered something away that was on the top of each bar, and you see little indentations of something that was hammered away.
Right. So this is definitely dodgy,
Stolen?
dodgy stuff. So if we do use it, we should use it very, very carefully. But yeah,
We
my question
did
is,
meet a gentler in person. They
That
do
might
deal
be
with
the
these
first person
things.
to. That's actually extremely smart. Now that might be the best way to pawn off the silver bars.
I think we should split it. Oh wait, that's not his voice. I think we should split it 5 ways.
Not terribly surprising, but right. The question is,
Carissa will just make funny faces and say nothing. Just be like,
I believe
Uh,
we should spend all of it to rebuild the manor.
it would be probably a good investment, as long, and
I think
it
so.
seems to be for, given the fact I at least want to stay here in the city for a while for my own particular reasons, so this would be a good base of operations. How do you feel?
I have similar considerations myself, and certainly a place that can be called a manor might put me into a slightly better mood than just renting a room in an inn, considering some of the leads I might need to acquire. So I'm also keen on restoring the place. The question is, do we use this silver? Because I'm feeling somewhat queasy about it, and it seems like it's just going to invite trouble.
Definitely not directly, but
Would I-
Baku's suggestion seems rather cogent.
Would I have any idea how much a bar is worth?
Roll a. I would say a charisma-based investigation if you'd like.
Okay, so I'll just do straight
investigation, but add your charisma instead. Yeah.
charisma. Okay, so it would be. It would just be a +1 to whatever this is. So it'd be
Oh, wow.
16.
For some reason, you've dealt with bars before. Or at least
have.
you're around a conversation where they did.
Dealt with a ton of
And-
bars.
Someone
you
else?
think each of these are probably worth 50 gold, so 500 gold in total. You also think we'll go ahead and use that for the paintings. You think each of the 4 would be 75 each, possibly?
I don't know how
Perhaps.
much money it would take to rebuild this here. I mean, a lot of work would probably fall onto us as well. At least cleaning and some of it. Actually,
We are
now that we're
little
talking
one for
about
that.
it, who is of us rather a crafty person? I've seen you, Kapatis, be able to swing a hammer here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been done some working on a building
Well,
or like this?
Largely on armor and metal work. It's part of the faith of God. We consider that a form of prayer. I have also been trained with glassblower's tools, so if we do get some materials, I might be able to do something about, for windows, maybe a chandelier if we're feeling fancy. But that's going to be the most that I can do.
Well, that would already.
I mean, I can try my hand
cover a
generally,
few of
but
my
no
expenses.
guarantees a particular training.
I've done a bit.
Um,
I've had to a bit of woodwork at least. I've had to mend some ships and stuff in the past.
Hmm. That could cut costs as well.
Mm-hmm. So that definitely has us something, but we should talk about the ghost. So are we sure that it's the restoration of the house that is required? Are we sure that once the job is done, it's not going to cause further issues? We should try to reach a little bit more of a talking point with him, establish some kind of
Definitely.
understanding.
So, Liv, now that you have offered us the funds for this endeavor, we are seriously considering definitely to rebuild all of this. What will you then do? Will you be able to move on to any next plane?
It looks for a patch of dust, and
He
writes
still
on
has
the
I'll
underground.
give him the parchment again. That he already
writes in
written
big
on. If
letters.
there's, yeah. I already
writes,
crossed it off. It's already gone from my
It
character sheet.
writes just like sweep question mark.
Oh, you
Okay.
boys still want to work here?
It nods yes. Yes. Oh, it doesn't say that. It just nods yes.
Hmm. That is peculiar. Normally, I would think that a spirit would want to move on to the divine planes or something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
It depends.
Divine plane or pub? It's difficult decision.
Depends what's anchoring it. Yeah. Yeah.
It seems friendly enough.
for the time being, I guess that would be something. We can figure out what actually keeps the spirit here properly
Mm-hmm.
later. So, what do you guys think? Do we have ourselves a deal with our new, bar sweep?
Yeah.
Well, seems to be the simplest way forward, and yes, I would agree.
If our little friend would like to take some silver bars for himself, I am sure the spirit would reconvince him.
Oh yeah,
I can take a bar.
no,
Half a bar.
no.
The point is that you know how I've warned you about angering Bagu or a turtle friend. You obviously don't want to do
Don't
that.
anger the ghost either.
Yes, yes. The ghost, probably you don't want to anger him much more than you don't want to anger Bagu. Because otherwise, ghosts are trouble.
Aren't you a clergy or something? Can't you just wave your hands around and it goes away?
Well, first off, I see no reason for now to engage in hostilities. See, the ghost, much like yourself, is being very reasonable and friendly, so we can strike a deal. There is no need for violence. And
I just remembered I'm drunk.
On vinegar.
Tasty,
On
tasty.
some
to be fair, that's probably
mostly-
better than most goblins drink, anyways.
Yeah, bro.
Probably.
Oh no. I started reading Anvek. It was a bad idea. I just saw something about filling holes.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I read the first sentence. I was like, oh no, I'm out.
Wow. If only Anvik saw the private chat going on too. Teach the goblin to tap dance and pip. Oh, there you go. So, what are you going to do now?
Well, I reach out my hand to Liff and say like, well, I guess my dear spirit, we then have a deal. I hope you will not curse me with with that, but I'll just risk
you see
it for
it-
the biscuit.
You see it kind of shrug, like look at you, turn its head side, and shrug, and reach out his hand, and you take 1 point in necrotic damage.
Wow. Oh
I
well.
go down and start cleaning the biggest bedroom that is on the lowest level.
That
I can find.
hurt a little bit left. We have. I guess you should have warned me on that one.
And I'll just open
Okay.
the window and start dusting until we decide to leave.
So let me see if I can send you all the floor plan real quick, if it'll actually, because last time I had trouble pasting into Gilded. Let's see if this works. I think it's gonna work. Where's my mouse? Come on, there you go. There's the actual floor plan. If you open up Gilded, or actually I can bring it up.
So you're
Oh, no, I see it. Yeah. Ooh. There's a library. Cool.
There's a
Mine-
turret pick.
Okay,
An
mine's
odd
the
choice for
bedroom
a city.
on the south on the second floor. I'm claiming that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find
Actually,
some
that
place
doesn't work
to
very well.
establish a forge myself. So don't think. Well, I'll figure something out.
I'll take one
Yeah.
of the bedrooms next to the library.
And the question is, obviously, the ghost is quite keen on us having the place probably as a pub, because what I was planning is something on the ground floor, but don't think that would go down terribly well.
No. Also, a pub doesn't seem too bad of an idea because it is a good meeting point. Instead of going to places, if we have to meet certain people, we can invite them to our place, which is probably a
Yeah.
more safer option than going to their places if they are potentially hostile.
We're gonna have to hire people that are trustworthy.
How large is the base? Oh yeah, there it is actually.
Well, we did
yeah, the one's
hire
105
already
feet.
too.
So
I don't know particularly who is more trustworthy. I still tend towards the ghost, but after he
drink
gave me
beers.
1 point of necrotic damage, I'm still undecided.
So in this
Yeah.
bedroom right here, there was a door I forgot to mention. That's on the 3rd floor, and that leads up to. It goes up a ladder about 15 feet into a turret type area. Through a
Turret
trap door.
Yeah.
Into a little turret peak, and you can see it on the building in the picture. It does have like a roof and just a little small window on top of it up there.
Okay, who wanted to claim which? So I wanted to claim one of the 2 rooms. Where the library.
The bedroom
is.
on the 2nd floor for me.
Yeah, I think if I take the den, that's got large enough a space that I can probably set up some kind of forge setup. Now, how that will work with foundations, because that's heavy stuff, I'm not sure. But
Surprisingly, the rain
seems
seems to have stopped. So I could turn off the sound effect. Oh, thank you.
So,
Kat.
if nobody minds, I'd take the master bedroom next to the library. That's then a short walk for me, back and forth.
Now you
Yeah,
can
I'll
make this
take the bedroom kind of on. If you see the little corridor from the den to the bedroom, so the bedroom adjoining to it, that's gonna be the one I take.
Yeah. Wow, the 2 big ones were claimed already. Jesus.
Well,
It's not the one Holly claimed.
Well, Thorin
Yeah, that's
wanted
one
the
I
one with the
claimed.
turret, I guess, right?
Oh, never mind. Thorind already claimed the one that's down here.
Oh, he claimed.
This one, right?
oh,
Yeah, I'm
I
already
thought he
cleaning
wanted the one with the car.
right.
turret.
Sorry.
I said 2nd floor.
Oh, second time.
Yeah, it's 2nd floor.
Well, I can just make something out of the common room, I guess, and because the den does need to be actual like a large forge and then work room kind of deal.
There
Never
are
seen
2
a
more
2nd
bedrooms.
floor before.
And I'm not
There's
sure.
still
if,
an attic bedroom and the bedroom in the 3rd floor.
Yeah, so like I said, the common room. If nobody is having any issues with that, I'll just turn that into more of a bedroom kind of situation.
I'll take the 3rd floor.
I guess.
I
that's
believe
better.
You can
attic
sleep in the
is a
turret.
more
You can be a lookout.
fitting size for you.
You tell him the attic.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
small. Just like him.
Or
Small
the
and
turret.
significant.
Or
Small
which ones
and
you tell?
deficient. Yeah.
I guess I'll
that
take the
one or
third
the-
one
describes
because I'm
Tinku actually
Oh,
perfectly.
the 3rd one.
Small and deficient damage, yeah.
Oh, okay. This was Bagu. Oh god, I can't type. Oh god. I don't know what I just put there.
Just
That
for
was
B.
Bagu. Yeah.
Tinku is in the
Capatis is
attic.
screwed. He's taking too long. He
Oh
now
no, I
can't.
said already. I said
Oh, which
already.
one?
I'll take. Yeah, so I'll take
The
the
common
common
room?
room. Yeah, the den and the common room. So I'll turn the
Oh,
den
wow,
into
you're
kind
taking
of like a. Yeah. Damn right. So to be fair, the den is more like a workplace. So and anybody who needs to do, I don't know, alchemical stuff, there should be enough room for it, as well as a 4G area, which is what I was
Yeah.
looking for, anyways.
The
Alrighty.
entirety of my non-combat skills are blowing a horn. I doubt that's going to be very useful.
Yeah, you got guidance.
Yeah.
Technically, help everybody with everything. Or you can just use it for yourself. Okay. Not that that mattered for now, anyways. But yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Well, now that we solved this, how about we go to the Mage Guild? And solve that issue quickly, get some
Mhm.
more information, and then meet up with Volo at the magistrate.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you can head to the castle ward. You take a coach. It's not raining anymore. It's not so bad. I shouldn't read what Anvek says. It's gonna give me wet dreams. So you head over towards the castle ward. You know what I could actually do? I'll do it later. I should have pulled up the map of Waterdeep. That would have been smart. But I don't have it ready, so I'll do it later. You head up north. On the way out from this area, now that it's gotten a little bit later in the day, you actually hear the sounds a road over and a couple of houses down from yours. You can hear the faint noises of dink, dink, dink. Some type of hammer on anvil, perhaps, or something like that.
Oh, isn't that maybe a smithy?
And as you
Bagu,
continue on,
Are you interested?
all the way to the end, Bagu's interested in the smithy. Oh, right.
He wanted to still buy shit. Maybe.
I do need some equipment.
At the end of the street, you also see what appears to be, since it stopped raining, you see this dragonborn, golden dragonborn with glasses on. He seems to look up at the sky. He's slightly hunched over in a robe, pushes his glasses back onto his face. What is this place called? This place is called... you see a sign over it. It says, Bookworms Treasure. And it's spelled like Wyrm, like a high-level dragon. And it looks to be some type of bookstore in there. And he kind of looks up at the sky, sees you, waves, and then goes back into his store.
Oh. That does pique my interest, at least. I'll go in.
Might as well follow. Let's see if we can find anything of interest.
Sure, you go in and he says, "Oh, I didn't know you'd be coming in here. Well, take a look around. We got many things for the likes of probably you." And he points at Carisar. What do
I
you
am
need? I
interested
got
in your tomes.
materials, scrolls. Looking to expand your spell book. I got some scrolls you could copy.
Well, I'll definitely come back to you later for that. I would need some materials, mainly some herbs, charcoal, brochure, for a find familiar spell.
Oh yes, a familiar. Yes. I even have the spell myself. I have all the things you need for that. All of them. Yes, he'll have all those type of things at standard cost.
Okay. By the way,
Wait.
you...
I've never seen you before. Are you part of the Order of Magi?
No. I am yet to
Ooh.
register to the Mage Guild. I just wanted to do that.
Surely,
Is that an issue?
surely, let's excuse our friend. I myself am not a mage. I can testify that he's doing a very decent job. He has broken no laws, and we are indeed just on our way. Give us a little bit of a break, surely. It's so much more practical to just drop by your shop, and just makes it a little bit easier on everyone, doesn't it?
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Yep.
Also, maybe I'd name drop Raynor and Never Ember as a help.
You helped him? Yeah. Sure, I'll give you advantage.
Mhm.
Not that it matters for you. You'll probably roll a 15 again.
Oh, that's so mean, but not untrue.
Bagu's gonna head to the other place you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with Bagu because I want to buy some stuff.
Okay.
Cool.
He says, One time, if you promise never to tell anyone I did so.
Of
Much
course.
appreciated.
You've just found probably a new regular.
Oh, are you staying in the area long?
Yes, we are also about to acquire a new real estate here. Down the street, actually.
Oh, that place been abandoned ever since I've been here. Oh, good. It's an eyesore.
We're gonna
Brings
work
my
on
real
that
estate
as
values
well.
down.
We're gonna work on that. Very sure.
Oh,
By the way, are you also specialized, or do you have any particular knowledge about more ancient tomes?
I know a bit. I've done some reading, yes.
Maybe we could talk about that at one time, because I have some research to do on a particular ancient tome that I am not able to read, sadly.
Oh, you
Actually,
could
no
just-
one from where I come, not my master, not anyone can read that.
You're, so I assume comprehend language doesn't work on it then.
No.
Interesting. Do you have it now?
Yes.
Can I take a look?
I'll roll an insight check before I do that.
Okay.
I may. No, Karasar is going to be very, 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 very skeptical and careful about that particular tome.
You
With
see
the
interest
23,
for sure.
Careful.
When you mention ancient text and you have one that can't be read, you see definitely like interest appear in his face, like genuine interest, curiosity. You see a bit of opportunity in his face too, perhaps. With that type of role, I would even say you think perhaps business opportunity, like, oh, maybe he can buy it from you and resell it or something like that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to buy it, but when he finds out more about it. But okay, so Karasar reaches into his bag and pulls out a dark black tome that gives off like a little bit of a nasty vibe.
He looks at it and says, "Oh, ancient it looks. They don't make books like this very often." You gonna let him try to look through it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Probably fail as so much as the other did.
Ooh. He looks at it a little bit. Let's go to the other group while it's gonna take him a second, like a good
Okay.
5-10 minutes to look through this and really study
Fair
it a bit.
enough.
Thorind and Bagu, you go over to the noise of tink, 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 tink. And you come up to. It is actually the road next to the road that Troll Skull Manor is on, and you come up to what looks to be a large open forge that has these overhang that looks like it can be removed and it just collapses down, but it opens into a pretty big shop. You see a would you know what it, you might know what it is. You see this red-skinned humanoid that you could only take as a fire Ashari, and he's you see him putting a slab of metal into a forge, and you see he puts out his hand and you see flame come from it as it roils back up, and he puts it down on an anvil and starts tink tink. You then hear behind him, you see a woman, blue skin, come up. Seems to be somewhat droplets. At first you think it might be sweat, but then you realize she pours water along the sword, and you see it certain parts of it that they're trying to work on, as he then repeats.
Hello, friends. Business going well?
The fire Ashari looks up at you and says, "Ah, look at you, new people. Haven't seen you around. What can I do for you? We make many things, many things."
Yes, we are looking for many possible services in the future as we settle down nearby. But I am
it sounds good.
currently looking for something to increase my capabilities in combat. The city does not appear very safe.
Safe, it's safe here. Just need a good hammer and perhaps some fire. Avi, my dear, why don't you go and see what we have in the back? I assume you're talking about weapons, right?
A shield would be good as
Oh,
well.
a shield.
It is like having another shell in front as I have at the back.
I can
One
see
in the
that.
front, one in the back.
As a turtle, I suppose. Avi, go see what shields we have. And Avi will say, yes, as you wish. And we'll head back. She goes into some back door that leads to perhaps storage or something. And she comes back with a couple of shields of 2 different sizes. One larger, one smaller. But D&D doesn't distinguish the difference, so whatever. And she says, if basically they have anything under the equipment that is metal. That is mainly a metal base, and you can buy it at equipment prices.
Could I get
Looking at
5 fine javelins for myself?
Yep, they would.
All right.
They have this barrel of javelins that are just sitting there.
Yeah,
How many
look at.
can I carry? Like, limit.
Javelins
Well,
aren't
there's a bit of a
too
limit.
heavy, but with your strength, I'm sure you can carry 5 easily. Let me see.
Yeah. I guess I'll just get 5 for now.
I think D&D Beyond handles weight.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
You'll get
They're actually 2
something.
pounds each, but
Okay.
I mean, you could carry more if you want. With your strength.
Well, I'll get 7 then, and then I'll have around 10 on me.
Okay.
I'll sort of take a look at one of the battle axes and ask him,
Say, friend, if I were to bring a bit of silver, could you perhaps improve this one for me?
You want to make it silvered?
Indeed.
What do you mean? Of course I can do that. What do I look like? I'm an expert at my craft. Avi comes over. I don't think he was insulting you. Is it? Oh. Yeah, you can't tell. Shells and stuff. Yeah.
Would you by chance be interested in purchasing some silver as well?
Bars? Silver bars?
Indeed.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Avi? I mean, we use some silver, not much. I guess we could always resell it too. I guess. Sure.
Very well. I'll be taking this one.
It's not
so I'll
stolen,
take a
is it?
battle axe.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know. Well, where did you get it from?
We have come across it in our travels.
Adventures or something.
Totally foul off the back of the wagon. Do not ask questions.
I mean, I guess, as long as it doesn't look dodgy.
Magu is a very Moldavian turtle.
I'll buy a battle axe and a shield.
Nice. Yep, they'll have standard prices. You also see
Might buy
across the
some
way.
chain
Oh,
for the goblin too.
this place is called Steam and Steel, and you see across the way there's another place that doesn't quite look open yet. It's called the Bent Nail. It seems to be a carpenter. Yeah. Oh, so back to Bookworm's treasure.
Yeah.
He actually rolled really well. You see him kind of put his hands across his head. And he says, he closes it, looks up and thinks, and says, I think this is... I'm not sure what it is. I'm sorry.
Do you know who could have any information on this book?
No.
Maybe at the
I'm
Mage
not
Guild?
Sure. You can try.
Oh well. Still, thank you for taking a look. He takes back the tome, puts it back in his bag.
Capatis' passive insight would actually notice he's holding back.
Okay. I was actually about to say, do I see anything? So I kind of whisper to him, you might want to press him a little bit.
Okay. Are you really sure though? That you don't know
Kind of.
anything?
Yeah, I kind of say, my friend. Obviously, it's a near and dear thing to him, and it was a show of trust for him to show it to you. Surely, if you have any idea, might want to share it with him, just to be the good neighborly type that I'm sure that you are. And I'll do your persuasion. Aha!
Wow!
Lucky
Now we're
stone
talking.
one.
Literally, we're talking.
You see him, he adjusts his glasses on his nose. He seems to take a big sigh and says, I wish I didn't figure out what this was. This is a book on a procedure that is highly illegal. If I tell you, you didn't get it from me. I told you nothing. Promise?
Definitely. I'm not interested in damaging your reputation or your business. I'm just eager to find out what this tome does. Given that also my master has said that it would be quite a danger. We just need to find out what kind of danger.
I didn't recognize much, but I recognized a little. You can't read it because it's not written in a language. It's written in arcane runes alone. It is, I think, a procedure for cloning. You may have not heard such a thing before. But you can make copies of yourself. Not like you may have heard the Cereculum spell, however it's said. It's not like that. It's not temporary. It's a permanent clone, a true clone. And there's only one person in history that I know that has done it. And that is Manchun.
Manchun. Who was this Manchun?
Roll history check. You may have actually heard of Manchun. Both of you can.
Nope.
Carousers coming through? Maybe? Did it
I
show
rolled
on
a
your
19 at least. Yeah, but
It's not
We'll come
showing up on the
in a
log.
bit.
Weird.
take a bit. Come on.
There it goes.
There we are.
19. 19's enough to know because it's a popular name. Even Capatis, you think you may have recognized the name, but you're not sure. Manchun was a wizard who was trying to cheat death. And as many wizards go into lichdom to cheat death or other types of undead, he decided to create clones of himself. At one point, no one knows why, all those clones became activated, for lack of better words. They became conscious. And it started one of the biggest mage wars in history, which was Manshun's clones all fighting each other. Most of them were wiped out. The technology for how to, not the technology, but the magic behind on how to do it was lost. And with a 19, you've heard that recently one of Manshun's clones were active again. That one was seen when they were previously thought to be wiped out.
Okay, that is concerning. Well, I give, for that information alone, I will give him another 5 silver. Definitely, and I'll tell him I'm going to definitely visit him again in future for any spelled scrolls or any materials. He'll be the first one I'll visit, and I'll definitely keep this secret.
Yes, don't tell anybody that you have that. Don't even leave it to Waterdeep. Don't tell. That thing should be hidden. I would say burn it, but I'm afraid of what that would do.
Yeah, I'll first have to probably find out more before I do something that rash. We don't want to blow up half the city or something.
No. Yes, just be very careful with it, and don't give it to a powerful wizard.
Agreed. I tighten the belt on my bag and, tell him goodbye. See you.
So
he'll wave goodbye. You see, he kind of put his hands along his forehead. He doesn't even realize that you put silver down in front of him.
I do lean over for a second and somewhat embarrassingly just rubbing my neck. So yeah, what I was here for is a lot more mundane than that. I take out the... now we are done with the Eldritch stuff. Right. Take out the book that I found about mixing up alcohol and all of that stuff. I asked him to see, is this a typical one for the area? Are there any more that I might get, as we might have some use for instruction manuals, basically?
His eyes are almost like glazed over, and he's like trying to understand what you're saying. Well, there's obviously other things on his mind, and
oops, sorry.
And he like idly goes over, looks on the bookshelf, pulls a couple of them, and just puts them on the table, and just kind of like waves by.
Much appreciated. You wouldn't have anything about apparitions and ghosts, would you?
Let me see. He does. He will go over, pull out something you see, it's called Ghost Inspectors.
I whisper to Kapatis, maybe while we're at us, ask about mind flayers or so.
And thank you very much. How about general local monsters? Whatever might
local monsters.
Yeah, I'm trying to hide the fact that there is a very specific thing that I'm looking for. So obviously we are new to the area. I would possibly be interested, maybe doing a few jobs. Would be quite good to have some kind of encyclopedia about what we might find, as well as something more exotic. Obviously, like I said, ghosts. Obviously, maybe dwellers of the dark, perhaps anything to do with griffins, maybe a mind flayer or something. Just standard stuff. Anything that might be interesting. So I'm trying to give him a general idea. Just going through your list. stuff.
He
Are there any
suddenly
local
seems to,
monsters in
like,
my area?
take out your app.
Monsters looking
No,
for you in this area.
he finally focuses on you a bit and says, "Are you trying to fill out the library or something? He's asking for that's a lot of books."
Potentially, I'm looking to establish the general source of info. Should we ever need to pull on anything?
I actually have over here a
Volo's Guide
encyclopedia
to
of,
Aberrations.
yeah, an encyclopedia of bestiary to some degree. I can give it for 200 gold.
Might be a bit much, don't you think?
Go ahead and roll persuasion if you want to try to get him to reduce it. He will say 150. 150.
It's possibly not so bad, but perhaps we might come to an arrangement. Obviously, I'm going to have to invest a fair bit, as my colleague mentioned. We are in the middle of some projects. Would you have any jobs that you might be willing to exchange the book for? Or anything of the sort? Any problems to resolve?
No momento, por favor. Oh, there it is.
Trying to get the side quest?
Yeah, and all the side quests, like in Skyrim. First
Yeah.
you
You
catch
get a
all
big
the
giant
side quests,
list, and then you just go
and then
clear
work
out
it
the
off
area.
one by one. Yeah.
He says, I have a friend. His name is Jalister Silvermane. He's also often at the Yawning Portal, if you've been there.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me about these red wizards of Thay, if you've ever heard of them, coming into town.
Interesting.
I'm guessing he would potentially pay you or look for help on figuring out what they're up to. Thay is a nasty place. I wouldn't like anything that comes from there.
That's an interesting lead. Be a good fellow. Set it aside for us at the agreed price, and I might well just come by later for it. How about the rest of the smaller fry? How much do they owe you?
What? Oh, the books.
So the mixology and then the various smaller stuff that I'm trying to just get allow us to have a bit of a baseline knowledge about the area without needing to ask anybody all the time.
Yeah. So
Because I'm
he will
going to guess
give you
150
the.
gold. That's for a fairly large, more important.
He was planning to just give you the mixology books because he wasn't really paying attention. But the other one of like local things that are going on, he'll get out a book, and it's hold on. It is. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce this word. Hold on. Can one of you pronounce this word?
Enchiridion?
Enchiridion?
Enchiridion, it's probably gonna be.
Enchiridion?
Yeah,
Enchiridion.
that sounds right.
It's a history book, and it's called Volo's Waterdeep Enchiridion. And he says, this isn't bad for understanding aspects of the city. It'll explain the giant stone statues, all three of them that are throughout the city, and many other things.
Why am I not surprised that Volo wrote also a book about this?
Isn't he
I'll give it
currently
to you
writing
for
a
a
book about
gold.
ghosts?
Curve, thank you for following. He said, I'll give it to you for a gold. It's okay.
Might I persuade you to just lower that a little bit? Like I said, we are in the middle of some projects. Down to persuasion.
5 silver. You don't have to persuade.
Excellent. Yeah, done deal.
You realize he has like 3 more of them next to him. He's like, oh, good. I gotta move stock someday.
Wow.
So yeah, I wasn't expecting the Eldritch horror book, but yeah. So you're just
Sorry.
Okay. I was thinking
Karis is like,
you'll
let me
get
throw
some,
this
like,
down here. Boom. No, he rolled really high.
good. So
I
I'll
was
basically
just
put on that.
expecting a lead, not the entire lore dump that I got.
That was a lead. Maybe.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well,
Excellent,
together
so
with the
catch
book
up,
that
with-
from the tavern, from the manor, the history of Waterdeep, I think we're good prepared.
Yep.
Yeah. The history of Waterdeep is more about the history. The one you got is more about things in the city that just explaining. It's almost like you'd pick up when you're gonna go tour a city.
Okay.
The sights.
Yeah. Explains the sites. Yeah, exactly.
Well, then let's find Bagu and Thorand and move
I
on
suppose
to
we'd probably
the
be
main
back by
stuff.
now.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took the
I will go
artistic
ahead and
liberty
say-
that they probably had a
Yeah.
backpack lying around.
Sure.
So you see a Bagu coming out with a backpack jiggling of metal and an axe head sticking out of it.
I'm just imagining how he has the backpack on the shell.
Oh no, I'm holding it in my hand.
Oh,
I'm too big for that.
Yeah. You see.
Does
You
it
see these.
shall have maybe spikes on it so you can tie it around the spike?
You see above him these letters that just it goes from level 1 and says boom, 2. It's his level 2 form.
Oh.
Transformer turtle.
That's some anime stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and we'll just say you went to the bent nail while you're there, and you figured out that repairing the tavern and such would cost upward towards 1,000, though you wouldn't have to pay it all up front.
Well, maybe we can do some work beforehand to reduce the cost of that as well a bit.
Yeah, and that was more than just like repairing it. You'd pay the bent nail probably 500 for repairs, and then the rest of it would go towards buying needed supplies, getting licenses, and all that kind of stuff. If you want to do it totally illegally, you could do it for 250 less.
Probably not gonna get a good idea.
Yeah. on the topic of potential, obviously trying to get jobs to get stuff moving. At that point, I kind of catch up the team about the lead, about the Red Wizards, and see if we can maybe get some jobs done just for the encyclopedia.
Yep. For game purposes, that encyclopedia, if you're not in a time crunch or anything like that, if you're not pressed for time, you can get a +5 to any history roll.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Or it was a cycle, not just
Nice.
history or whatchamacallit? Nature. Sorry, I was having trouble. I had a Fetterman right
great.
Good.
there. Wait, did any of you even get that? I forgot. You're
Yeah,
not
I
in
did
American
get. I did get
politics.
the Pennsylvania senator who won
Yeah.
against Oz. Yeah. Oh man, the next 6 years on that guy alone is
Yep.
meme worthy to know
You
how.
have seen the meme
American
with
politics are
that
great.
guy and Biden just complete nonsense.
How
just
can
vomiting
question.
nonsense at one another.
how can an accomplished TV guy and doctor lose against a, I guess, semi-criminal
A rig-
retard?
You just described the entire Democrat Party, sir.
Hey.
Except the semi.
To be fair, there's
From
retarded ones on the
Harvard,
other side, too.
exactly. From Harvard.
Again, Harvard.
Is,
Therefore,
wait, is
Harvard.
he from
Ain't,
Harvard?
ain't what it used to be.
Wait, Fetterman's from Harvard? Really?
No, Oz.
Oh, Oz is from Harvard. Okay. I didn't even know Oz was Muslim until this latest thing. But
His name was.
you learn stuff every day. Yeah, I never knew his first name. Did you know Dr. Oz's first name? I thought his first name was Doctor.
Mehmet.
Yeah.
Every third Turk in Germany is called Mehmet.
He's a literal brain
Well, that's
surgeon.
mean,
Yeah.
but-
Is he really? I didn't know Oz was a brain surgeon. Anywho,
Okay.
where were we? Yes.
Well,
Fetterman
for,
commercials are the best.
jobs, and
Yeah, they're great. Okay, so anyway, politics aside,
Yeah,
we're
it's I forgot
to
we
the
decided to
Magefield?
use UTC. It's 8:30 UTC at this point. Do we want to continue on a little bit more, or do you want to
I'm
stop
fine.
it here? Do some stop.
I'm quite all right. At least I think we should
Okay.
probably get to just signing.
Legalizing it.
Yeah, get
Okay.
Carousel legal.
Yeah,
Oh wow, gain a few years.
for
So sure,
that's
you
an
can head
Admech
to the
joke.
yeah. The Manchi D's Nuts. Wow. You know, this is too much of a side. D's Nuts is an actual brand you can buy, so you can send people D's Nuts. And I tried them out. They're not great.
Yeah,
Kind of meh.
surprise.
In the 2016 election, speaking of politics, wasn't there some guy who actually registered for the vote as D's Nuts?
Yeah.
I think I've seen.
Yeah, it's always you can always write in your votes, and
Yeah.
D's Nuts is always like high on there. D's Nuts and
Yeah.
Harambe are like two that are always really high.
Harambe, Washington or so used to be very high as well, or so that someone just writes in Washington or so, George
Yeah.
Washington. But yeah, Harambe was big in 2016.
Yeah.
Uh,
But let's see. The magistrate. Yeah, you head over to where. Did you ever find out where it is? I think
Not the magistrate, the Mages Guild. Yeah.
didn't Durnan tell me?
Yes, Durnan told you where the Mages Guild is.
Not too
Yeah,
far away,
and-
north.
No.
north.
Yeah, he said in the castle ward.
Yeah. Actually, just found it a second ago. Where did I put it?
Hopefully it's near the
aha.
magistrate, and then we can find Volo there
Oh, is it here?
to
Yeah.
get the property legal as well.
Come
I
on.
have a map. You want me to put on Gilded?
Oh, for Waterdeep?
Mm.
I wasn't
Amazing.
looking for that, but yeah, sure. If you want to put on Gilded, I can bring that up.
The Google.
You googly-eyed it?
Oh, I can't. Never mind.
Can't.
Found it. Okay. You head over to. Let me do this real quick. There's so much stuff in this freaking city. This is. This one. Aha! Wow. Ba-da-boo, ba-da-boo, ba-da-boo. Doesn't say where it is. That sucks. Let's say it's castle. Okay. You head over to the castle ward. Durnan just mentioned it's at a tower, this black tower, but he didn't quite prepare you for what it really was. You head over to the castle ward. Everything starts looking nice. Everything looks high end. You go by manors of different sorts here. Large open areas where people seem to almost be like at a spa, where there's water in the middle and they're hanging around these open large places. Holy shit! Project Incursus just rated us for 104
Rated.
people.
Wow,
Raid.
thank you.
Shadow
Awesome.
Legends. No. Thank you, Incursus. Oh god. He heard there was chaos to be had. Well, with that there will be. Now they're doing the
awesome.
most boring thing. They're going to go register his magic somewhere. But
Talking about Eldritch Horrors 5 minutes ago, now this, yeah.
yeah. You head over and you're going through the castle ward. You go by this manor where people are getting out. You see this tall elven fellow with short, trimmed black hair to a mustache, to a beard that comes to a point, and hair that's slicked back. And next to him, he sticks his hand out, and this woman with a large dress, auburn hair, is coming out. And you pick up a slight conversation from them as going by. Go ahead and roll perception check. See how much you all can pick out from this.
That should be good.
There you go. Bagu and Karisar, but especially Bagu, Jesus. You're passing them by, and you hear them talking, saying, the wife says, Victoro, the time is coming. We have to start considering it. And he replies with, we shouldn't talk about this in the open. Let us discuss it possibly at the theater. But that's all you pick up as they go on their way.
Also,
as the
greet the
moderator,
elven.
go ahead.
I'll greet the elven man in Elvish. Wish him a good morning or good day. I think.
Before the moderator points out a very good point that I should probably tell. Say what we're doing here. We're playing Dragon Heist, D&D 5e Dragon Heist. We actually, on my other show, which takes place at 7:30 every Thursday, 7:30 Eastern Time, we also play this. But this is taking place with a group that's all in Europe, so that we can do it at a completely different time. So we start this one at 6 UTC, or if you're in Eastern Time, that's 1 p.m. Eastern Time with Daylight Savings Time now. So that's what we're playing today. If you want to see more about the show and what's going on, I suggest checking out the socials at linktree/rtheroll. We're active on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, obviously. But yeah, and if you don't want to see ads, you can always go join the YouTube live stream instead of watching on Twitch. But you'll get channel points. And then you can spend channel points that you get from being in chat to affect the game if you'd like. Yeah, there's a ramen place that Project and Curses, we always go to this barbecue place, and it's hard to convince someone like Greg, like me, to go to a ramen place when you can go to a barbecue place right next door.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah. But, wait, what is Anvik saying? Anvik, keep your language pure. I'm just kidding. Say whatever you want.
Karisar's
what are you doing with
take
Tink during this? Is Tink still following you around? Not Tink, Tinku?
I thought he was blacked out drunk and mentioned
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, did we leave him there at the house?
We probably left him.
Did you?
We're not that smart, are we?
We trust him with the
I'll
ghost.
stay.
Yeah,
Yeah. My
You
presumption
told Liv
was
to watch
that
him?
yeah, yeah.
we told him not to piss off the ghost. Hopefully he interprets that not to just dash away on us. And I did try to persuade him earlier to try the honest work for us. Definitely. He's
That always
not
works
going
for a
to-
goblin.
for us. Yes,
Nothing to worry
definitely.
about.
Yes.
Yeah, we only
Um,
left him with about 1,000 in gold. So... Fuck me.
We really are that dumb, or now that I
Yep.
think about it.
We better get a move on quickly, to be
Are you-
honest.
He is blacked out drunk. Come on now. What's the worst thing can happen with
He's
a
drunk and they're
goblin,
heavy.
a whole bunch of money and an empty place.
I rolled a con
mean, there
save
is a
for him. We'll see
ghost.
how it works out.
Protecting
Yeah.
that property, so
Yeah,
it's
true.
unlikely he'll steal anything.
You do know the ghost would not like the goblin to have the money. Because the ghost wants it spent on a very specific thing.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope checks out.
What's the worst thing
So
that can-
you
Let's walk a bit
you
faster.
say that to Victoro. You walk up a little
Yeah.
bit and say that to Victoro. And he looks at you almost insultingly, like, who is this person talking to me? And he looks over at Bagu and looks back at you and says, what is this? Please move along. Welcome to the Castle Wood. Welcome to the Castle Wood. Now you may go along. Go do your visit.
I'll then just mumble something in Elven about, that it seems like the elves here in Waterdeep have lost their way or something to that degree.
He
These
says,
do seem to have some happenings at the theater later.
perhaps we could visit. I say that
You
once
also know
they're
Mert is
out of
there.
earshot.
Yeah. You just see him say, "Come, Amalia, let us go inside." But you continue on through the castle ward. You see the streets are somewhat busy. You see people following other nobles, holding an umbrella, like some type of umbrella-like device over their head to prevent the sun from hitting them. As you continue on, but you eventually you turn and you start going up a little bit of a hill, and you come to this large black tower. But black doesn't describe it enough. It's almost obsidian color, and where it seems to absorb the light into it and reflect it at certain angles. It has a large wall that seems to be perfectly like almost what do you call it, like like a hexagon but more faces. I can't think of it.
Octagon?
Octagon, thank you. Like octagonal around it.
Octagon, 2 man enter, 1 man leaves.
Yes, UFC. But you walk into the front of it's just open. There's no one even guarding it. You go into this yard that's manicured with bushes perfectly cut. You see an area that looks to have almost like an amphitheater, a small amphitheater go down where a speaker could be, though no one is there at the moment. You continue on to the front of this large tower. You look up now. This thing probably goes maybe 15 stories up. It's huge.
Wow.
The front of it, you imagine the whole thing might be like 120 feet wide or something like that. The front of it is these large wooden doors that go about 15 feet up. You see a guard that is stylized in front of it with armor that doesn't look the most effective, but it looks very stylish with the different points on it and things like that. And it has brazen colors that you would never see on armor. And he sees you coming and he says, "What business do you have at the Blackstaff Tower?"
I would like to register as a wizard.
"Ah, you are a wizard new to the city. Proceed inside. Go to the 2nd floor. There is an office there. With the name... I think it was here. Oh, there it is. With a dwarf woman with the name Okoria Stonemarrow."
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. I'll move on.
Okay. You head into
The
this...
rest of us, are we coming along or waiting outside or what? 'Cause
However you feel like.
He's not stopping you.
Yeah, I'm coming along. Keeping an eye out, so
I whisper to Kapatis, this might be too much of a coincidence, but wasn't the former owner of the manor also a dwarven woman? Okay.
same name as well, I think.
It was the same name.
That's
Um,
part of
city
the
is
reason
full
why
of
I'm immediately, yeah, let's come along.
The city is full of interesting coincidences.
Mm-hmm.
all right, you head up the stairs and you find the inside. The walls are covered with different bookshelves and large paintings that take up the whole thing. You see the stairs are perfectly curved upwards, almost unseemingly by a carpenter or anything like that. It looks as though it may have been crafted with magic. But you can go up the stairs that go on both sides up this up this tower on either side of the walls. You come to the 2nd floor and it turns much more into business at this point. You see different halls and offices and all that kind of stuff of different departments. And one of them, indeed, you see the it says Magistrate of the Watchful Order of Magistrates and Protectors, and it has Okola Stonemarrow on it.
Quite a title.
You can head in.
I
you
knock
see there-
first. Yeah.
Yep. you hear a voice that says, "Come on in."
Okay. Enter.
You open the door. You see a woman, a dwarf there, sitting behind a mahogany desk. There's different scrolls out on her table that she seemed to have been going through. You see along the wall are bookshelves that have wooden and glass doors that could appear to be latched and locked. Behind her, a stylized painting of someone you probably don't recognize. It looks to be some type of mage, actually. And at the desk, you see her hair has started to gray. She looks to be an older dwarf. Pretty, not very bulky, but you see just some stubble along where the sideburns are. And she has darker skin. And she looks up at you and says, "Yes, come on in. Don't be afraid."
Okay. We enter. And may we sit
There's
down?
a lot of you.
We crowd her
Yes, and
office.
there's two chairs. There's two chairs on the other side of her desk.
We all stand behind her.
Yeah, it's not menacing at all.
Yes, it's quite crowded in here. What is it that you are looking for? Are you registering?
Yes, that would be me.
Ah. Well, it is good that you came before you waited too long. You, of course, are allowed to not be part of the Watchful Protectors, but it is generally encouraged. We have many connections, and you'd be hard-pressed to find any availability of your craft within the city without registering.
Yeah, I've already have experienced that issue, so already alone because of that I would like to register. But could you tell me more about your order, maybe? What is the
Yes.
other than the regulation of magic, is there any other deeper purpose or goal behind it?
Well, of course, any destructive magic is strictly outlawed unless used in self-defense. The purpose of the order is twofold. One, to watch the use of magic, since in general magic users cannot be trusted with the power that they wield. And two, when things happen in the city that are citywide or particularly dangerous, you may be called upon to help out the city and at least give what things you might see and advice you might have.
Okay. Well, then I would like to register. I do have a lot of questions, and I guess my dear friend Kapat is here as well.
Yes. Questions,
So,
you say?
Two matters principally. A piece of property that we have just come into possession of. We understand that either you or somebody by this very same name has been in possession of. It's a haunted mansion, if that strikes a bell.
Oh, yeah. What about Troll Skull Manor? Is that what you're talking about?
Indeed.
You
We,
hear next to you, in the corner, you see there was like this suit of armor that you noticed. It was kind of inconspicuous, not within the light. And, but you notice it because it slightly moves here as it moves its arm slightly. She says, "Oh, don't mind my gargoyle. He's just always there as a protector for someone high up in society like I am."
No problem at all. I'm quite familiar with the needs to protect those of suitable means and importance. Like I said, we've just come into possession of the place. We are looking to establish what's happened there. What might be the reason
Troll
it's
Skull.
in such a state.
Oh, let me think. I can't tell you a lot. That place has changed hands quite a lot, actually. I sold it to a family of shield dwarves, actually. I believe that they sold it. Oh, and sorry, I bought it from a. I bought it long ago. Now that I think about it, this must have been 30 years ago, 40 years ago at this point. I can't remember. I believe I bought it from the previous tavern owner, actually, but I remember there was some death of the bartender, I think.
Do
They
you
ended up
know
shutting
which
down.
circumstances were under which
Mhm.
that bartender died?
No, I don't think I ever got it. It's not a matter of memory. I just don't think I ever knew.
And do you know what
I
happened?
sold it to. Oh, go ahead.
And do you know what happened to the family you sold it to?
I believe they came on hard times at one point, and they had to sell it themselves. They sold it to an old woman, actually. Now that I remember. Oh yes, I remember this story. Oh, this is why we have the order, the order of Magis and Protectors. It ended up being sold to an old woman who ended up being a hag. I believe she was literally eating and cooking children within the place.
Note to self, make sure none of the utensils, etc. are used.
Better give the pots a good clean.
Unfortunately, I never got any real use of it. I've only owned it for a few weeks. I never even been inside of it. I heard that it was haunted, but maybe it was the hag that made it haunted. I don't know.
Might be a good thing to mention. Do you know if others would know more of this hag? Who has ended up dealing with her?
Well, there was a group from my order, actually. I'd have to look up in the records to see who dealt with that one. But I don't have it in memory.
Well, if we happen by later on, might I request that you maybe have a bit of a look? It is.
Sure, I can look through it.
We would be much appreciative. There is a second matter as well, somewhat more personal. I am in this city initially, trying to find a wizard. I do believe he's a wizard. Don't know much about him. I do know that he has had dealings with an organization I belong to, and I do know it has come to some tragic outcomes. The lead I followed has led me here, but here, obviously, there are many casters. I'm trying to find any big shots, anybody who may be dealing with high nobility or perhaps mercenary groups who would perhaps have some information or some leads for me to follow up. I am trying to find out more about this wizard and to see what might have led to the confrontation.
Mercenaries, you say, and what organization do you speak of?
Well, that is the question. Whether he has dealt with whether the confrontation was on behalf of perhaps another group, noble. I do not actually know. Like I said, the only lead I have at the moment is the fact that I know that the confrontation was with a very high level caster, probably someone Calplices, but the only reliable info I definitely have is a very powerful spell user.
Well, two names come to my mind when you mention that. Mercenaries in general, you see. You may have heard of the Zentarum.
That I have.
There's some information. I can't tell you everything because I am bound and not allowed to, but let me think. What can I impart onto you?
If it helps, I will say the caster in question and the confrontation in question, I'm fairly sure would fall well outside of the norms of your order and the norms of the regulations. Some innocents have definitely fallen to it, and it wasn't within the standard rules of engagement one might expect from, well, even warfare, never mind civil discourse. And maybe I try to do a persuasion to
Yep. Go
get
ahead.
on the good side on that.
Well, I look up.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll just roll bad and it won't matter, but I need to look up. Where is it? It's so hard to find things. Ah, there we go. Okay. All right, what did you roll? Let's see. Oh, 20. Wow. She will say to you, well, there are two main groups that come to my mind when it comes to mercenaries that you could look into. The first one is I might change it. I reserve the right to change this because I'm not sure if it's the right house, but the house wait, how do you say that? The house Philund. I'll put it into the chat.
Close enough. Sounds close enough.
Oop.
Mhm.
They deal in some sorts of mercenary work, I do believe. That's if you want the more legal. They're not doing anything shady. Now, I will tell you that you must be careful. Have you heard of the Doom Raiders?
Well, guess history or well, the
Sure.
thing is, the idea is I follow the lead. So would I have, or do I do a
Nope.
retroactive?
Not within that lead,
investigation?
unless you roll history. Not within
No.
your whole leads that you've
Right.
gone through. But you have heard of this elite force of the Zentarum.
Mhm.
And she says, you must be careful, but one of them is a specialist in mercenaries. I fear the type of mercenary work they do, but usually they're not too shady, but they will... I can't give too many details, but it wouldn't
Understand.
be against them to possibly go and have a job to go do something nefarious outside the city.
Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Like I said, this is in pursuit of the justice of the situation.
Well, that's very nice.
Well then, how about we sign these papers?
Yes, and she takes out
I
A
was
book.
going to ask, do you
Yes.
deal with all kind of magic, or is there someone else I should speak with for more spiritual matters?
That's not a bad shout. I'm a cleric myself.
Divine magic is generally, it has the same rules, of course. Nothing destructive unless you unless it's self-defense, but usually those are maintained and dealt with by the different priesthoods that you may belong to. For what type of magic? What are some of the things that you cast, Tortle?
Things of nature,
Nature.
spirits of that sort.
Don't have anybody in the order that is quite like that. You can, of course, register to be safe if you'd like, and plus you get the benefits. But You may want to check out the Emerald Enclave in the southward.
Is there a cancellation fee?
No. There's no cancellation, but you may want to check out the Emerald Enclave in the southward. It's a place of nature that often the druids and other types will go to. It's actually called Folkamir. Folkamir Garden is the name of the place. It's ran by the Emerald Enclave.
God damn it!
Too many names?
No, it's just
Or
Detrick
Anvek.
turning into Anvek.
Come on now.
Jesus.
Well, what's he gonna do with Falconer?
Who's doing what to Amir? Amir?
Fuck him here. Yeah.
Also, if you ever need my services, though they are not cheap, I can of course cast glyphs for you of different types of warding. If you are in the Order of the Magisters and Protectors, for a fee I can cast glyphs to do certain things.
I'll nudge Karsar and ask, what is she talking about?
Does Karisar know what a glyph is, or?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if.
I should say, does
Karisar
Nash
knows,
Physics know what a glyph is? Yeah.
No.
You would probably know. It's only a 3rd level spell. You know without asking, without rolling. It's a spell that, when activated with some trigger that you can specify, it casts some other spell. So, for instance, you can make it so if someone steps on it, it casts Fireball.
Magic
I cast landmine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or anything you want, like anything like that you'd possibly want. It doesn't have to be Fireball.
We found our fix for Tinku. If
Just
he
make
runs
him-
Fireball.
Well,
Make him the
so-
glyph, and then you
Yeah,
throw
and
him
then
at
throw
people.
him at him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that would solve the Tinku issue also rather quickly.
Yeah. But anywho, she will take out a book. It looks to be this ornate book with some type of painting on the front, and she opens it, and you see she casts runs her hand over it, and names start appearing, and different writing starts to appear. She flips through it until she gets to a blank page, and she says, "Yes, here you go. Just sign here."
Yeah. Karisar summons his wizardly quill and writes in a nice red ink, writes down his name.
Joe Evans. No. And she looks at
Karisar
Bogman and
Gold
says,
Whisper.
"Would you like to register too? Do you know how to write?"
Not necessarily.
Wait, which question were you answering?
Yeah.
I would like to register.
Oh, okay, very good. Here you go. And she'll hand a quill to you.
I'll just do a circle.
Yeah, that
Wait, you
works.
do a circle with
A
two,
turtle pump
with
and-
two, yeah, you do with 2 lines here, then 2 lines down there, and
With a
another
little turtle head poking out?
Yeah.
Right, and then she says, "Very well," and closes the book. "If you are in need or need any type of direction for anything magic related, perhaps I can help you in the future. I will stop by. Are you planning to reopen Troll Skull?
That is what we had planned.
Well, perhaps I'll be one of your first customers. I'll see what you did with the place I used to own myself."
Well,
All right.
we would very much welcome you there.
Indeed.
She says, "Well, with that, go ahead and say bye, Frank." And you see the suit of armor.
I nod to Frank and to the dwarven lady and stand up as we
Do
leave.
some priestly gesture.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice. And then you head out.
Yeah.
You see the stairs continue to just swirl around this tower. as you're worried about like falling off the stairs, you see there's actually a railing that you can't see on it. That seems to have some type of permanent invisibility spell cast on it, but it goes all the way up and continues up. But you head back down out of the Blackstaff Tower, and where are you going next?
We have to register the property, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to
Ah,
go
the
to the
magistrate.
magistrate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually,
Got
we'll
all
go
this
with-
bureaucracy.
Exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
this
head
is-
to the magistrate, and it's this young man there, and you see Volo is also there, seemingly gotten there pretty recently. He's in his squat self with a beard and a cap, and he says, "Well, did you check out the place? How does it look?"
It's a
Yeah,
very
dude.
interesting place.
It could certainly be worse.
Yeah. Was it really haunted? You gotta tell me everything. I gotta put it in my book.
I'll hand him a small parchment or a parchment where I wrote down like all the experiences we made there, the writing,
Okay.
glyph, and so on.
He kind of reads through it, seemingly forgetting that
As
why he was
he's
here.
reading, I'm using thaumaturgy to just smack a couple of windows and doors just with the same creak. Just to give him a little bit of ambience. And oh yeah, by the way, this is what you missed out on. And
Nice. Yeah, you do the
Exactly that.
yeah. But the he'll read through and says, "Wow, I need to talk to this Lif," he calls himself. "Oh, this is gonna be great for my book,
There it
Volo's
comes.
Guide to Spirits." Oh, there's
Wow.
Lif right now.
Yeah. You're definitely welcome to the grand opening of our new tavern when it's finished.
If you have money.
Yep.
yes.
Yeah,
gonna
that,
rename
that,
it.
that-
Goodness will we need some money.
Are you gonna rename it? Are you gonna keep it Troll Skull Manor?
Seems
That's
a bit odd
going
of a
to be
name for a
subject of
pub.
done.
Troll
well.
Skull Manor.
Might want to think about that. Anyways, let's go. Let's go ahead. And he starts going through the procedure. Finally, the magistrate says, "So it's going to cost the standard 25 gold fee to transfer ownership." And he looks at all of you, and Volo just kind of turns and looks at you all.
How much did she say?
25 gold.
25.
I only have 14, guys.
I look at Vola and say like, when you come to our place finished, the first round is for free for you.
All right. And he kind of shifts through his clothes, and he like finds tin here, some silver there, and he finally kind of gets it all together, and he just kind of pours onto the desk. Not kinda. He pours onto the desk, and the magistrate says, "Okay, that looks to be right. Everything looks good here. Go ahead and sign the deed. Let me just mark this out." He marks out Volo's name and puts initials by it, and or I could have a new one drawn up for you, but it's only Volo. It should be easy. Just sign your name around the bottom,
Okay.
and you can all sign. Bagu puts his turtle, and the
Thorin
he
very
says,
bigly.
"Everything looks."
Yeah.
Give the John Hancock. He says everything looks in order here. Congratulations, you now own Troll Skull Manor, or whatever you end up calling it.
Thank you.
All right.
Grand.
By the way, where do we go to actually to find out more about the recent homicides against elves? Which bureau do we have to
Say
visit
what?
then?
He looks confused by what you're talking about.
Okay, wait.
Just enough.
Okay, then when it comes to any particularly crime-related issues, where do we go to which bureau?
Usually you leave that stuff to the City Watch, but you can. I'd be careful with vigilante stuff. There are barracks everywhere. If you know someone, I would go to the person you know. Of course, you'd have better luck.
Okay, maybe we would have to then talk to what was his name? The captain of the last night? Daggett?
Staggett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a stagger.
A lot of Staggett. Definitely don't replace the S with an F. So,
Yeah,
Alrighty.
well,
what is everybody's next plan, you think? I think we're going to go
Oh.
ahead and end it there, by the way.
Yeah.
But
But in the evening, we'll
I'll
probably head
ask
to the
Volo
theater.
then, how are Floon and Raynar doing, by the way?
oh, Floon and Raven.
I mean, he might know.
They seem normal. Floon seems to be back to himself. I don't know. That guy recovers fast. I think he started drinking already. It's past noon. The Rainier is I don't know where
Someone
Rainier
who
is. I haven't seen
doesn't
him today.
necessarily learn.
Could probably find
But-
Floon at the Yawning Portal.
Good. Good.
So-
Was there also someone else? The Silvermane dude, or what was he called?
Yes, Jalister Silvermane was
Yeah.
the one that the
The
Dragonborn owner of the
Wizard's
shop.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that guy was talking about the red wizards to him.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we talked about doing this. Going through what the impressions are for each of your characters, like with what's going on around the city and what their thoughts are of what's happened so far. There's 4 of you, right? I'm gonna roll
Yeah.
a d4.
Well, D4.
Thorin first. What does Thorin think of? Like, Thorin's new to the city as well, right?
Yeah, he's new.
Um,
He knows a bit around the coast, and he knows Baldur's Gate a little bit, but he's not
Yeah.
been here before.
Yeah. And then he's been pretty much just pulled into this adventure, kind of.
Yeah. He's well, first of all, I think there's too much magic going on.
Yeah.
He's happy to be out of that big black tower.
Interesting.
He's a little bit conflicted on spending all that money on the inn secretly, because he wants to build back up his crew. So he wants to build a little stash, but
Every
he's
stash needs a
thinking,
HQ.
yes, he's thinking it might do as a headquarters. Although he's wondering if we need to renovate all of it. It's pretty big. But anyway.
Yeah.
He's
the
happy
money I
we got a
gave you
couple of
was
free
just for the-
workers.
Yeah. Well, we'll see when you get back.
Yeah. It might be Torn's first breaking of the oh no, I guess goblins wouldn't be citizens, so
First breaking of the law. Yeah.
yeah. The do not murder part, yeah. Bit of an issue.
Yeah. Well, you've only been out from the city for maybe an hour and a half or so, so we'll see. I rolled a Constitution save for him behind the scenes.
I don't think he would have got away with much.
Yeah.
Well, he could only lift so much, but
And he's
Also,
afraid
a
of
goblin running through the city is a little bit
The
of
whole
an
bunch.
issue, maybe.
Yeah.
you know,
But I'm sure I'm sure the goblin is very reasonable and wise enough to know that.
right? Exactly.
Or you're
Like-
trying just to persuade the game master at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, come on now.
Roll persuasion
logic.
against me.
I done enough game mastering to see what's going on there.
Yes, I think the minute
Players
we
have
realize
done that
what
to
we've
me as
done-
well, or tried it at least.
Yeah.
With similar success.
So next one. Karisar.
Oh,
What are Karisar's thought? Because Karisar had a big thing open for him today.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Waterdeep is so different from Everesca, obviously.
I bet.
And even the elves are very different. You just
Yep.
realized. He wanted to go to Waterdeep, obviously because of the book, and to find compatriots that would potentially know more about the city than he did. Luckily, or I mean, just well about his luck that he finds 3 other friends that know as much about the city as he does. So nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, you got some
That's just
documentation.
as-
Nobody can truly know the city. The city is a creature.
That's
but,
right.
City is a
but
wonder.
yeah, they proved to be reliable people, and
Yeah.
so he's happy about
What's
that. He's
what about the
Yeah.
book? The thoughts on the book that he just found out?
Yeah, that is rather concerning. He'll have to definitely find more about this Monsoon fellow, and has to find out more. Still has to find out more about the book in the end, because just destroying it might, take off half the city, or potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a very powerful spell, like something maybe even beyond 9th level or so, and so don't want to mess with that. Ergo, a lot of keep the secrecy, and yeah, I mean, it's also a showing of probably not only trust to that worm, but all the dragonborn, but also Capatus to some degree as well. He seemed
Yeah.
to be at least the most reliable of the folk, like
Is Karisar
being
worried
cleric
about
and
that?
all.
Is Karisar worried
Uh,
about like maybe the Dragonborn doing something?
More, yeah, potentially more about the dragonborn than about Capatus, I'd say at this point. But and on the other hand, he seemed the dragonborn himself seemed very very worried about the book, and maybe he's
Mhm.
the dragonborn is himself rather happy to see that book go out of his store for a while as well.
Any concern with maybe taking it back to Karisar's master? Because even the Dragonborn said you shouldn't give it to a high level wizard, or are concerned about even how to get it to her without possibly having it. Like just the thought that this book that you had traveled so far, and if it got into the wrong hands, I mean, like if the
Well-
knowledge about it were somehow spread, is Karisar worried that you might even be able to get it somewhere safe?
Well, the safest place at this point, probably in his point of view, would probably be Everesca, but because I mean, it's a city full of elves, right? Like, where the crime
Yeah.
rate is virtually 0, and he
Right,
trusts
but it's
this
also
man
far
unless-
away. It's kind of my
but
point.
That
But yeah,
that's the point. Yeah, he traveled this far with the book. Going back, might with the knowledge that he has now about this book is that is daunting. And
Yeah.
to a certain degree, he doesn't want to bring it necessarily back. I mean, it's a danger to the city as well. So his hometown. So he wants to probably
Yeah.
keep it away from
true.
his folk as well. He wants to solve this issue not only for his master, but essentially for his entire home, and at this point, probably
Yeah.
also for the city of Waterdeep, because anyone who gets his hand on in here will create a lot of chaos, to say the least.
Yeah. Let's see. What about Capatus? Because I rolled a 3.
Well, he's obviously come to the town in pursuit of whoever has done in his mercenary group. He was able to follow it to this place, but then the trail has kind of gone cold. Before he knew it, he got involved in a little bit of an odd side adventure. Still, he was able to get some good information. He was able to get some fairly reliable people. He is, because of what happened, he is a little bit innately distrustful of casters and wizards, but Carissa does seem to be either a very good actor or probably uninvolved in whatever happened, and probably even quite useful because he would know more about arcane magic than Capatis would. Obviously, Thorin is also involved with mercenaries, and he himself has had some stuff go down. So might even be the same organization who has done both groups in. And
I
of
don't
course,
think Thorn's given that up.
Was-
Yeah,
I
like
thought-
Patis may not know that yet, but
I
ahead.
thought he has. Sorry. In that case, yeah, that's know that.
well, it's still interesting from a player perspective, but
Yeah. But obviously not a character thing. I could have sworn I just mentioned it at some point, but
Oh, maybe you did.
but
Maybe you did when we first introduced.
I may have presumed that he has introduced it that way. But yeah, the main thing is the group seems to be quite interesting. He does have obviously while they are working on a new base of operations. He was meaning to follow the trail here, but certainly whilst he's finding out what's happening, it's very good to have a fairly good baseline. And like I was mentioning, it's better to be the owner of a manor that's somewhat well known if I'm trying to possibly get some links with local nobility, etc., and notables, rather than just some guy.
Yeah.
In the hiring a room out of the local pub. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Bagu.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if I had any follow up on that, but I think yeah. Bagu. What does Bagu think of this whole city? Since it's probably the most foreign to him.
Yeah, Bago certainly feels out of his element with being so used to the wilderness compared to the city. He doesn't mind it too much, though, having already found a new pack. He does mind the practice of letting a wounded wolf run away to come back with a pack to your den. So if something happens to the goblin, he'll be dancing that told you so dance for years to come.
Yeah, I got
He is
the
more-
impression Bagu didn't like him.
He is interested in sort of finding out more and developing more of a connection to the mother bear spirit that he has in his fang.
Yeah.
Since he's now level 2 and he has druidic and 2 more spells.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I think you got a pretty good lead on where to find out more about that actually this episode too.
Right.
So that could lead to something.
And we also need to sell some stolen silver.
Yeah. Do any of you feel like you're kind of lost looking for things to do, or does it feel the opposite? You feel like there's just there's not too many, but tons of directions, and you trouble in trying to figure out which one to take.
No, it feels about right. I mean, our
And
next
there's
one,
a decent
I
amount
think,
of things to do.
Certainly
in
from
the
a-
evening,
from
we're
a-
going to go to the theater, I'd imagine.
Yeah. And from a brand new player's perspective, it's actually quite interesting for me because, like I said, the closest thing I've done is obviously play RPG, like computer-based games, but it's completely different because I'm having to actually come up with what I'm trying to do rather than just necessarily following a pre-written path. So I'm definitely enjoying it.
Cool. Okay, excellent. Then we will get together next time as one last sell. Check out all the socials if you want to see the other games we play. Our tomorrow's game for Pathfinder 1E is canceled because it's going to be a very important episode and one person can't make it. I want everybody to kind of be there for that extremely important episode. But then, so that brings the next one is going to be Thursday at 7:30, which is also Dragon Heist, but much further. You guys aren't allowed to watch it yet. And then at 10:30 Eastern time after that, I start another Star Wars 5e game. So, a Star Wars 5e game. So that one's going pretty well as well now. It's also a bit of a sandbox game, but that one's completely homebrewed by me. And then Friday we have Starfinder, and then it comes back to Saturday. So that's the week. Next Thursday we will be doing an Audible credit giveaway, assuming we can figure out all the details for that. So you'll be able to come into the chat and type something, !enter, and it's you'll be able to enter in for a giveaway for an Audible credit. So any book you want from Audible. So there's that.
Nice.
So
Great.
yeah. So until then, it's not 4 games, Rena. Art of the Moderator, it's 5 games, right? Because there's Thursday, Star Wars Thursday, Starfinder Friday, Saturday's this. Yeah, and then number 5 is Pathfinder on Sundays. Yeah, 5 games. But anywho, we'll see everybody next time. Thank you for coming. I'm going to roll an outro. Oh, no, I'm not. First, I'm going to raid someone because we got raided. It's just an asshole move of me not to raid someone. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Who should we raid? Do you guys have any people you like that you want raid?
No, up to you.
I was asking because I didn't really have anyone. Let's do. That guy's always doing reruns. I don't want to do him. Let me see if the moderator Rena knows anyone. Nope. Anyone in the chat? I forgot to count this one. Oh,
That guy.
this is her favorite.
Can't find them.
That guy? Okay.
Talk
Is he
show.
on right now?
Yep.
Talk shit. Oh, Mountain Blade. Cool.
Yep. I need to get into that now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fully
I've never
released.
played.
Doesn't feel like
kinda-
Alrighty.
I've played it
Yeah.
recently.
So many people fucking up their games by leaving early access on for like 2 years, ruining all the hype.
Oh, jeez.
But it is finally released and it's good.
Cool. Well, thank you everybody for watching, and we will see you next time. Ciao.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.
Bye.